Ooh, I don't think I have. Let me do that real fast. Today is an easy day of StarCraft. Dear Captain. Oh, let's hope that none of you are ugly. Because there's lots of mirrors today. Only ugly. Mirrors, actually. Exclusive mirror. Mirror exclusive. Let me go to the analytics of this. So I have this on standby. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me see. I need to edit my titles. Update the title. No. On this one particularly. In particular, the title will be Serral, Maru, Reynor, MaxPax, Hero, and more. Exciting. Fourth, third, nice. Good to see you all. Hoodie? Yes, this is indeed a hoodie. Oh, howdy. Howdy, buddy. Winter said that you aren't on the same level as Serral. Yeah, that's correct. Like, people keep telling me this. Loco said you aren't the same level as Reynor. Winter said you are on the same level as Serral. These claims are correct. I'm not on the same level as them. It doesn't hurt my feelings either. This is something that I'm well aware of. Yeah, it's a mirror day today. We also have a sponsor of today's stream. It's the first stream sponsor that I've had. I mean, I'm always sponsored by Shopify, obviously. But it's my first stream exclusive sponsor. We'll get into that later. I'm excited for it. Let me see. I'll start with the stream. After the grand success of the past few of the past week, stream sponsors have been lining up. We're making the dough. Wait. Let's see. Oh. Ooh, sane. And Harstem, you're a worse handball player than Luck Steins. That's possible. Is MaxPax still in the tournament? Yeah, of course he is. He's playing today. Everyone is playing today. It's mirror day. Yeah. It's 100%. I'm just setting up the chat. Let me see. Where are you, Mr. Chat? Cuckoo, Mr. Chat. Okay, figure it all out. Do you like cheese? Yeah, I like cheese. I feel like most expensive cheeses are not actually as good as cheap cheese. Or you mean cheese in StarCraft? I always notice that maybe I just have cheap taste. But I feel like all these special cheeses where people are like, oh, there's an acquired taste. What they mean is it's disgusting. And they all pretend that it's really nice. This cheese smells like feet. Here, have a taste. Like, no, thanks. I'm good. I like my regular cheese. Every cheese is expensive here in Singapore. You guys don't produce any cheese yourself? That's a rookie move, Dinks. In honor of Mirror Day, mirror the stream. We could do that, actually. But I don't want to, because I don't have brain damage. Actually, it's already mirrored. So, yeah. Blue cheese is pretty vile. There's loads of cheeses that are pretty vile. Most cheeses just suck. No offense. Like, there are a few delicious cheeses, and there's a lot of bad cheeses. That's just how it works. Let's see. Are you open? What? It works. What? It definitely worked. Wait, where's my face? What? It double worked. Yeah. Isn't there a cheese that has maggots? Yeah, rotten cheese. Some things do have an acquired taste. Good wine, for example. But you won't like it on the first try. Yeah. Wait, is McCanning here? I'm a huge fan of McCanning. I need to fix some stuff anyway, so. Isn't that lovely? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Okay. Today I'm gonna try something new for my YouTube vlogs. I'm letting YouTube insert mid-rolls for me because this is the recommended feature. And I'm going for a conservative ad frequency. This way I don't forget it. But if you guys tell me ads are playing at very bad times, then I will turn this feature off. I just want to test it. And today is a day filled with mirrors. So if you're going to miss a couple of minutes in a TVT, it's not the end of the world. But it's important that I get some feedback on it. Okay? So please tell me if it sucks. Because it's important. I'm trying this feature. If it sucks, you tell me that it sucks, okay? Let's all pretend we don't have AdBlock installed for a second. A couple of minutes, I'm just messing with you. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Okay, it's a test. Because usually I run my ads in between the games, right? And I manually click it. That's it. But I often forget. And they recommend me to do this. And when YouTube recommends something, I follow the recommendations. As a YouTube premium user, I would like a higher ad density, please. Noted. I'll write it down. That's important feedback to have. Isn't clicking the money button way more fun? It is good. Okay, wait. I need to do something. What is my full-time job? It's talking to you guys. That's my full-time job. Someone asked a question that I missed, and now I can't remember what it is. What was the question? Oh, Mechanic raided me. That's what he did. Thanks, Mechanic, for the raid. Thank you, Serral, for the sub. Thank you, On Your Own, for the subscription as well. Look at that. Oyo with the Twitch Prime. I feel like he subscribed last week as well. Crazy. Hey Harstem, will you make more videos like you did with the Stalker versus Terran build? Was a really good video. Yes, I'll consider that. For sure. I like making guides. It sparks joy. It really does. Good evening, Captain. Good evening to you too, buddy. You haven't played any ads this tournament? No. I click ads. I click the money button quite often, buddy. It doesn't show ads for everyone. Sometimes ads aren't available in the region, and sometimes your ad block works. And maybe you have YouTube Premium. Who knows? All right. Let's make sure the sound levels are well balanced as well here. It's a very scientific process where I drag this bar at approximately the same location as last time. I promised that I was gonna, figure it out by using the arrow keys, because someone told me you can up and down it with the arrow keys, and it says a percentage. But then I got too lazy. So we'll just do it like this. Can we have slightly softer music, please? Yeah. Well, so I have two sliders here, all right? I have my voice slider, which I can put up, and then it will start clipping at some point. So I don't want to slide that up. Or I could slide the in-game thing. The problem is I can't balance the music and game sounds. Because I think their sound balance is a little bit off. I'd prefer having slightly louder game sounds than what they have. But I can't change that because I'm just using the live feed. So I'll try my best to keep that somewhat decent. Fingers crossed for another charismatic MaxPax interview. Fingers crossed. The guy, you know what he has? This is what the kids would call it. He has Riz, okay? He's rizzing over the viewers. He has a lot of Riz. Natural charisma. He can feel out an audience and know exactly what that audience needs. This is now best of 5, indeed true. Blue is Maru? Yes, sir. It's kind of stupid because his clan name is so large you don't see his nickname anymore. Just it says onside M. But yeah, Blue is Maru over here. So it's going to be Maru versus Cure. It's a day filled with mirrors. I mentioned it before. we have 1 TVT, 2 CVZs. And it starts with a Reaper War over here. Which Maru is going to be victorious in, as he has 1 more Reaper. Usually in Reaper Wars, the most important thing is having more Reapers than the other dude. It's a big thing to have. Until royalty is, it worked for centuries. Very true. He did give a shout out yesterday to the Danish people as well. His people, you know? The pleb. The plebeians. The best mirror is the last game tonight. Yeah, so for the people that don't know, today we have Maru versus Cure. Then we go into Serral versus Solar. Reynor versus Dark. And then we end with Hero versus MaxPax. So if we're lucky, we're getting 3 winners interviews today. 3. Because I don't have good contacts with Maru and Cure. Well, I have decent contacts, but their English isn't... I don't think they feel comfortable in their English enough. Alright, let's have a look here. What's happening in this game? Double Cyclone opener for Maru. So it's going to go for a double Cyclone drop. Then he follows it up with more Cyclones. And then a Raven. And then more Cyclones. So both players doing some type of a drop. It is Cure that's moving out first. I'm not sure what is better here. I guess moving out first is better. Generally, it's better to do. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. That was my neighbor who started the drill. Is it fixed now or no? Is it still there? Ah, I freaking hate it. He does it randomly as well, which makes life so much worse. He's doing it on purpose. Wait, let me throw this down a bit. Okay, I think now it should be fine. The thing is... Oh, actually, let's first talk about this game a little bit. 7 workers went down, which is a big deal. 5 workers went down on the other side. Overall, I like Maru's position a little bit more because he killed more workers. This car is going to go in, try and deal some damage. And I'll tell you about what's happening here. It's one of these wild things where usually when people do some type of construction, is they'll work in blocks, right? So at least that's what I do. When I do something like, you know, housework, I'll work in blocks of like an hour and a half or 2 hours so that the thing is finished. You know, it's just large blocks together. But my neighbors, when they do construction, they do 7 minutes or 8 minutes at a time, and then they stop doing it. But they just have like 10 blocks of 8 minutes. So I think he has a lot of downtime on his job in which he'll just quickly drill a couple of holes or something. Because they've been doing some major construction over the past few weeks. This looks like a good fight for Cure. That was a terrible fight for Cure. And now he's dead. TVT does it again. Like, I have no clue. Like, I look at the fight and I think of the setup and I'm like, okay, there's more Ravens. Auto turrets are pretty good. And then Maru walks in and wins the game straight up. Fantastic. I love how consistently wrong I am, though. I think that is also a skill to have. GG. I haven't quite figured this stuff out yet. Like, I just don't really understand it, to be honest. I felt bad because the other day I made some truly terrible calls in TVT. So I started playing a bunch of TVTs, which is not fun. But I've been trying and trying to figure out how it works. I haven't really been capable of getting too much of a conclusion. I played 10 TVTs yesterday to see if I could get it. You know, I've been copying builds of people, figuring it out, but I don't really quite understand it. I think, so one of the most important things is that your Cyclones don't lock onto Ravens after these Ravens have thrown down the auto turrets. So this is something that often happens. So sometimes a fight will look good, but then the Cyclones lock onto the Ravens and you just lose your Cyclones because the other Cyclones are shooting your Cyclones or they're shooting auto turrets. Auto turrets are really, really good, but they're best used aggressively when your opponent can't run away. So very often the aggressor will be at an advantage, which sounds weird because usually there's a defender's advantage. But with Cyclone Raven versus Cyclone Raven, there is a bit of an aggressor's advantage. Because if you use defensive auto turrets, the other guy can run away. But if you use aggressive auto turrets and there's an objective within sights, the other guy can't run away because he needs to defend his SCVs or his command center or whatever. So, yeah, that's basically it. If you find the frequency of the drill, you could EQ it out. So right now what I've done is I have the strongest setting on the noise removal. So it's trying its best to do that. So sometimes it will still come through and then sometimes it won't come through. But yeah, I'm trying. Like it's the NVIDIA broadcast setting is pretty powerful. So it should be okay-ish. Is this best of 5? Yeah, this is best of 5. Best of 5. I know it says down here, it says a 5 and a 3, which doesn't make things much clearer. But I think what it means is best of 5 or first to 3. I think, because usually I think it says 3 and 1. No, 3 and 2. It won't say 3 and 1. Best of 3, first to 1. What? Okay, the worker... Yeah. It's really weird because... So... I listen to like my own voice as well, and because it's software, so I listen to my own voice through hardware, through the Roadcaster. So I hear the drilling really loud, and I get a bit confused, and then I'm afraid that you guys use it. So I check like my things in the OBS, and it isn't moving. I'm like, okay, it's working, but it's pretty scary. So if it comes through, please tell me. I'll try my best to not make you guys go deaf like I am. What's being constructed with the drilling? It's not really construction. I think they recently had like a layer placed on top of their house. And they're just figuring stuff out there. So like they're drilling holes and they painted for a bit. And I think they did some like electricity stuff there as well. So it's like they're just getting that part of the house connected to the rest of the house, I think. That's what they're doing. Is Cure wearing a hat? No, he's not. That's his hair. Dude, I was like, wait, what is this guy talking about? But it's actually true. The lower the resolution, it actually looks like it's a bit of a hat. Dude, I didn't even notice. That's so funny. Okay, Reaper went down here for Maru. Oh my god. It actually looks like he's wearing a cap. Imagine being that hairdresser though. Dude, that's a sick job. Freaking love it. Both players once again going into Cyclones. This really is the standard. Okay, so it's extremely difficult to hold Cyclone aggression. And the way that it... So what I found is the way that it kind of works is what you do is as long as you're building Ravens... You don't want to swap your factory. So you just continue building Cyclones while you're building Ravens. And most people go up to 3 Ravens these days. So you're building Cyclones up to like 10, sometimes 12. The thing is, if you transition into quick tanks, you would think that is very good, but it's not. Because your opponent has the interference matrix. So they interference matrix one of your tanks, and then they just have Cyclones that can still shoot. I actually think that a bunker is a pretty powerful tool. But I'm not seeing it being used by these Terran players. I'm surprised. Maru here playing the build that Cure was playing last game. So going for that Reaper Cyclone Marine Hellion drop or something, whatever it is. Pretty cool stuff. Now Interference Matrix coming down here for Cure, which is also interesting. So Reaper to Cyclone is the TVT meta currently. Yeah, most definitely. Okay, another CC goes down. And this isn't necessarily going into mech, although it can go into mech. Usually we'll still see bio play, because it's just much more popular. Okay, and now we're seeing this swap. I think this is a fairly early swap, because he's still building Ravens. So this doesn't do well with my theory, you know? My theory is being ruined here. Fort gas on the way as well for Maru. Both players will be going into bios. Really scared to move out. Side Delta is one of the maps where perhaps transitioning a bit earlier is possible due to the fact that there's a ramp leading up to the natural. So there's currently 2 maps in the map pool where there's a ramp. Those maps are Side Delta and Radhuset Station, which is the very large map that we don't really see. We've been on this map pool for a couple of months now, but if you don't watch StarCraft very frequently, you might have never seen this map because it doesn't get played. It's probably the most vetoed map in recent memory. Yeah. Barracks 4 and 5 here going down as well. The upgrade has started for Maru. Upgrades have started for Maru. Neither player really managing any type of harass. And I feel like the less chaotic a game is, the better that is for Cure, maybe. Cure's kind of a straight up player, you know? He's like goes one way, he's very fast. He's one of the best drivers when there's no bends to take. You can hold down the pedal real hard. He's good at that stuff, for sure. Oh, here comes a double drop. I love that Maru managed to sneak in there on the edge. It's kind of messed up. It's gonna get a little bit of damage. Gets 2 SCVs. I think got him a Reynor 2 as well, which is nice. And here comes Cure. Cure's gonna take quite a bit of map control here, or at least he's gonna try to take quite a lot of map control. Ooh, he's gonna get a big shot there right in his face. Now drops in towards the main base, which I like. You could even send the Ravens into the main as well with that move. You know what I mean? Just try kill a couple of workers with those Ravens. I feel like this is overall very, very good here for Cure. Because he's gonna get a bunch of kills. He's up in workers already. He's gonna get a lot of damage done here. This is all good. I freaking love this. This is very big damage. And Maru's slow to respond. Yeah, this was a very straight up early game, and here we see the power of the Cyclone. It's not just that you have the, you know, the potential for damage in the early game, but also when your opponent's trying to take a third, you have more Cyclones. You kind of have that control. He kept the Raven energy alive as well, which is pretty big. Tank count is going to be higher for Maru because he switched into tanks much, much quicker. That means that this is going to be a potentially scary moment. Potentially a very scary moment. These 4 Cyclones force a lift up. There's going to be 2 tanks defensively here for Cure. Maru has a bunch, but Interference Matrix is going to be available. That's 1, that's 2. Are those tanks even really in range of anything? I'm not so sure if that's the case. All tanks right now are Interference Matrix. Anti-armor, though, was being used here by Maru. Maru absolutely out-microing his opponent. Cyclone Flank coming in. Will not get any kills on the tanks, as I think Cure dies again. Raven, so strong. As we're heading into a, into a match point here for Maru. Cure with the head nod, the head shake. Didn't look very happy. Maru also doesn't look very happy, but he is up 2-0. Honestly, if you were to look at the cameras, Cure at least has somewhat of a smile on his face, while the other guy, look, Cure almost looked like he's smiling. No? He's rubbing his head. Look at that water bottle that Maru has. That's like a 2.5 liter. That's the largest water bottle I've seen in my life. What the hell? Look at this. That is not like 1.5 liter or one. That's like 2.5 liters. Look at that bottle. You can just buy that at the shop. That's a huge bottle. You never see things like that. I don't think we have them this size in the Netherlands. $2 liter. It looks like a 2 liter bottle, but it might be bigger. God, I wish I had Maru on Discord so I could call him. Ask him the size of his bottle. Hey bro, how big is your bottle? It's 375 milliliters, but Maru is just very small. That's fake news. That is not true. And you know it. That was a funny joke. Hey Harstem, I started practicing StarCraft 2 again, and I know that I need to practice my macro the most. If I play versus AI, it's too easy. If I play in a real game, I get distracted so fast. Is it really too easy against the AI, though? Like, are you hitting all your benchmarks? Try hitting some benchmarks. I don't believe that you're hitting your benchmarks against the AI. Get some benchmarks from pro games and then try hitting those. It looked like a plastic water bottle. He removed the label off. Yeah, it did look like that. Or it looks like one of these expensive water bottles that don't have a label, you know? Like a premium water bottle. Actually, I have a question. To everyone. I wonder what's the best way to get proper answers. Okay, we'll do it with ones and twos. So, imagine you're going to an airport or at like a supermarket shop or something. You know, you're traveling. That's usually when you buy water. And you go into a shop, and there's always different brands of water. Do any of you buy brand water or water based on the brand or just on price, size plus price, right? So what I do is I want a 1 liter bottle and then I check what the cheapest 1 liter bottle is. And I don't give a crap about the brand. I always wondered who the people are that see 2 1 liter water bottles and then buy the bottle that is 50 cents more expensive. You always go for the cheapest, right? Is there anyone that cares about the brand of water? Brand always? Why? You buy the most expensive. You don't care about the brand, you just buy the most expensive. To show the shop owner that you can afford it, or what? Never buy water? Yeah, okay, but sometimes you don't have water and there's no filling stations. You know, you forgot your water bottle at home. The water brand Fiji water tastes the best? Yeah, I drink tap water 99% of the times. People that drink sparkling water also should be put in places. Jail, for example. That's criminal. Sparkling water. Circle water bottles are amazing. I don't know what that is. Sparkling water is water but worse. And they put in more effort to make it like that. That's the worst part. Is the first guy, imagine being the first guy that made the sparkling water, right? And here's regular water, it's free. Comes out of this river from the mountain. Delicious. Now I put sparkles on it. Upsets my stomach. Expensive process. And it's disgusting. There's 5 people going like, oh, that's great. Put it on the market. Sell it to the Germans, I bet they'll love it. It's just like, the entirety of Germany's like, yeah, that's good. God, I hate you. So stupid. It's the worst thing in the world when you go to Germany and you just order a water and you forget to specify that they give you a sparkling water. Like, the fact that that's the default tells you everything you need to know about the country. Oh, this looks really bad for Maru, by the way. Oh my god, 2 new Cyclones come out. This looks great. Kills the medevac. Has a Raven behind this. Cure here is trying to play a non-Cyclone style with Cyclones. He's going for a Liberator. But he can't win Cyclone battles because he's not going to have Ravens. As long as he's attacking, I think this might be fine, actually. I feel like bunkers are underrated in these situations. I feel like it's real powerful to have. I feel like a bunker plus tank combination would be good as well. Okay, here comes the lip. I think this is a very good setup for Maru. I think Cure looks like he's about to lose the game. He looks upset. He's down 10 workers. Nothing has really happened. And he's about to lose like 5 more workers, I think. I think Cure has to all in right now. Okay, he locked into the Raven. But I think if you're using auto turrets defensively, it's usually a very bad sign. 9 workers went down. Cure once again is just getting destroyed. It seems like some players, they really understand what to do here. Like, Clem and Maru seem really sick in this matchup with the Cyclones. Clem loves it as well. He says it's the most fun he's ever had in TVT. Finally get to do stuff. But the rest, we just don't understand it. Like, I'm looking at these things. It's like, why was Maru allowed to send out a medevac with 2 Cyclones? What gave him the, what rights did he have to do that? I don't quite see it. But Maru saw it, and he was correct. Because Cure kept pushing in. And then Maru looks at it and thinks to himself, hey, you know what would be sick? 2 Cyclones on the other side of the map. And he does it, and now he's ahead. But I don't quite get when it's safe and when it's not safe. Does the bunker make it safe? Does it give him enough, like, wiggle room to kind of stay alive? Cure, by the way, is going in a second factory. Because he's probably very far behind and wants to do something at least. I think there's a decent chance that Cure's going to end up dying because he has a lower Raven count. I think Cyclone count is similar or he's behind. So he's just going to throw down three auto turrets and then the Raven gets attacked. So this should be good for Maru in my mind. Like, this is going to be a very good Maru fight. Yeah, I think that is correct. Right? He kills another 11 workers and the overall trades were close enough. Could boost into the main with his medevac if he wants to. So the game now is technically over. Okay, I kind of understood why that fight went the way it did. It's just a very confusing matchup, I think, if you don't play it a lot. But we're going to figure it out together. I'm sure we're going to get more TVTs in the future. You just kind of need to get a grasp of this. I think it's the only matchup that I truly don't understand at the moment, out of the 9. Like from, usually because you think from every angle, right? So the 9 setups. I know what needs to be done in everything, except in this. Yeah, there's 6 matchups, but there's 9 angles. You know what I mean? What do you call it? Like, because you flip it. So I know every position. I understand kind of what needs to be done, but not in this matchup. 9 viewpoints. Yeah. Like that. GG. Maru owned him. Freaking owners. Not a very good series, but an interesting one nonetheless. 9 perspectives. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, it's actually only mirrors today. Yeah, you thought I just said that for a joke? Look at good old Harstem again, just making jokes. This day, or yesterday probably was the worst tournament day I've seen in a very long time. So you don't understand TVT, but you do understand the other TVT? No, because that just counts as one, no? So you have PVZ, CVP, PVT, TVP. So then we have 4. Then we have TVZ, ZVT. Then we have 6. And then we have every mirror. So that's 9. This is the random perspective. If you're a random player, there are 9 matchups. And there's 9 perspectives total that you need to understand. If you want to be a caster, I think that's important to have a good understanding of all perspectives. I think what very often happens is that you have an understanding of one perspective in a matchup, but then you don't really understand it. And I still struggle with that sometimes. So, for example, when I was talking with Solar yesterday, I didn't quite get the... So, I missed that he played overly safe against Clem's push on Alcyone yesterday. I hadn't caught that at all until he told me about it. And then I realized what he said made sense. But I hadn't considered that. I thought what he did was an appropriate response to what Clem was doing, but it wasn't. He was trying to hard counter a Hellbat attack that wasn't coming. So he actually believed that his early game was bad, compared to what he thought it should have been. Well, I felt his early game was good because I was comparing it to how Ragnarok performed against Clem like a week ago. And there I saw Clem own Ragnarok in 5 minutes, twice. So I was like, okay, this was much better. And I thought that the Banelings contributed to that. But Solar actually said, no, it's the opposite. The Banelings made it worse for me because it was against a Hellbat all-in. I thought that was interesting. So I think the Zerg perspective sometimes is a bit lacking. It's the race I play the least as well. Harstem, why don't we delete Terran from the game? It's a good question. It's something I've considered in the past. I have a good line with the intern as well. I bet he could do it with a couple of clicks. This is why 2v2 is higher skill. There are dozens of matchups. Yeah, true. 2v2 is higher skill. The player that's rank 1 2v2 would easily make it. Rank 1 1v1. Oh my god. Look how fast they are with getting matches ready and set up. How tall are you? I'm 195 centimeters. Hey, you guys don't hear the music. I muted it for you. It sounds like music you hear in like a Nintendo 64 racing game. God, they were fast. Serral, ladies and... Oh my god, his haircut is looking tight. He has the old school haircut. The haircut he first grew up with, I think. For a while he had it a bit different, but he's back to this one. I like this one. This is vintage Serral. I was speaking with Solar yesterday, as you guys all saw, and he said he was very confident against Serral. He actually said, I'm not afraid. Solar sometimes has these periods where he just seems like he's freaking crazy. Yesterday he looked so good against Clem, honest to god. Like so good. They played earlier in this tournament already and Solar lost 1-2, but he had some really aggressive builds. Solar Room screams personality with his Pikachus in the background, though I'm not sure what Serral's room is trying to portray with them trophies in the back. Narcissism. No shot, you're 195, I'm 194, and in the picture I took with you at Katowice, you were just shorter. No, I measured, I'm 195. I'm not gonna... unless maybe you're just bad at measuring yourself. I'm 195. I'm not gonna give up any more centimeters. I already had to give up the fact that it was 196. Don't try me like this. You think I'm making up my length? Maybe I was hunched over to make you feel better. It's possible. Sometimes I do that when I see tall people that are slightly smaller than me. I go like this a little bit. Because I know that's what all tall people care about, is being taller than other tallies. Yeah, maybe you were the platform souls. Did you forget about that? Maybe I wasn't wearing shoes altogether. I was on my socks. It's something I often do. Tallies? Yeah, that's what we call each other. People that are tall. You have shorties and you have tallies, no? Get over here, shorty. And get over here, tallie. That's what you say. Alright. Didn't you say it's mandatory to wear shoes as a competitor now? Yeah, that's true. But this happened in Katowice. And usually at Katowice, I don't remain a competitor for very long. 1 or 2 matches and I'm out of the tournament. Alright. Enough with the jokes. What the hell? Serral versus Solar we have over here. Baneling Nest, 3 hatch coming down. Standard play. Bunch of extra drones coming out of Solar, while Serral is making some safety links. Solar's going to be up 3 workers. Road Warren going down as well. Let's see if any second gases. That's going to be important. Second gas timings are big. Second gas for Solar. Got thrown down in the natural. Let's see if that... Ooh, Link's gonna scout it. So now the gas means nothing. That gas could have meant an attack, but now that it's been scouted, it is truly meaningless. It could be anything. That is how gas timings work in ZVZ. Zergs always pretend like it's a very big deal as well when they take an early gas. Like, oh, that's minus 12 minerals if you take it 12 seconds faster. Like, yeah, that's indeed how it works. That snowballs into a huge advantage at 7 minutes and 38 seconds. When I hit with 1 road more. They're coming down over here. Serral gets an Evo chamber first. Then a lair. Couple extra gases. Last time we played this match, Solar went for a Muta Roach timing. Couple of Banelings here running in. Serral's actually doing stuff, which feels weird and like it shouldn't be allowed. He's getting a Queen Snipe. Which, I mean, that's not a small deal. It's nice. It's gonna delay some larva, especially because it's a snipe on the 3rd base. That is important because it means that larva will not spawn there. If it happens in the main, it's like, well, you don't want to build too many drones from the main anyway, because it takes a long time for them to walk over to the 3rd. But if you lose it at the 3rd, it means you have less larva at the base where you want to have the most larva. Because the 3rd base has the best larva. Shortest walking distance, right? Here we go. Gets the inject up as he moves up to, I think 5 gas total. We're not going to see a Spire out of either player. Serral playing it safe as he always does with the pneumatized carapace, as well as a single Overseer. We've seen him double Overseer before, that's when he's truly feeling it. But right now just a single Overseer. Serral up a couple of workers as Solar starts pumping out units already. Solar's doing that off 57 drones against the 68 of his opponent. This Overseer could be in some trouble as the double Queen is fighting it. And I do believe that this Overseer is gonna fall. Yep, no. Yep. Oh, if he would have kept moving, I think maybe Solar could have kept it alive, but he didn't keep moving. Serral starts a Hydra then here. I'm not sure if Serral has realized... Yeah, he did. That his opponent doesn't have as many workers as he has. There's no 4th base, there's no extra workers. Serral starts a Spine and is going to try and hold this. I think he's seen the drone count, or the lack of a drone count on the 3rd base. This is a fairly committed attack here out of Solar. His +1, however, is later than his opponent. If I'm not mistaken, by a couple of seconds at least. Second Spine coming up for Serral. Is Solar gonna wait for his upgrade? I don't think so. He's just gonna go in right now. I'm not sure if these are the roach numbers that you need. I believe you need more than this, no? We have a pretty big fight here. Spine's not done. 1 Spine finishes now. Control here out of Serral is sufficient. And this is just gonna be a hold without any serious issue. Actually, it was Solar with a faster +1. I mixed up the production tab again, my bad. Starts +2 instantly. Still down 10 workers though. Will start those 10 workers. It's gonna be down in supply at least a little bit. 4th base has been taken out, so both players just chilling on 3 right now. More Ravagers being added in for Solar. Solar's not done yet. Gets a PP. What's happening there? I don't know what's happening there. He touched his camera or something. Or he touched something above his screen. Okay, we're going back. Not sure what happened there, but both players in the game. Feels relatively even, honestly. Actually, if you were to ask me where is Serral's advantage in right now, I'm not even sure if I could point to it. He doesn't have a higher Ravager count. I guess he has a little bit more cash in the bank, but that's probably also because of his cancel on that hatch just now. He has a tiny tad more supply. He's up like 7-8 supply, but he has 1 less Ravager. So, make it out what you will. I guess he also has the Overlord speed already, which is now being researched for Solar. Serral's gonna have like a 10 10, 12, 15 supply lead. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but for Serral, that's all he really needs in order to move into a successful late game. Adding in another gas. No, that's solar, my bad. Serral is already on 6 gas, actually. I think. Sometimes hard to see on the minimap here. Quality isn't that brilliant. I wonder if Solar's gonna try something. Once Tunneling Claws finishes, this is a good setup here. Ooh, good defensive setup, that is. Serral's gonna be a little bit too late there with the overseer. Oh, we have a full wall! He full walled with an Evo chamber. Look at that! Well, we're not seeing it, but that's what's happening. Look, these roaches, they're bugging because there's a full wall. How about you show it, Mr. Observer? I saw it on the bottom of the screen. But that wasn't very clear what happened there. There was a... So Serral realized he was too late with the overseer, full walled it with an Evo chamber, forcing his opponent to unburrow to kill that, and that's not something that Solar could do. That was such a sick play. Very well done. Quick moves there. I like that. Very, very nice indeed. Infestation pit for both players, so we're still mirroring pretty hard over here. As both players with a lot of roaches. Serral's the first one that's going to get some serious damage in. It's going to go for the snipe on the base rather than anything else. So that is adios to your 7th gas, which is something that I think Solar does care about. Otherwise he wouldn't take it. Hive on the way for, well, at least for Solar. I thought Serral already had a Hydra then, but I guess he cancelled it once he saw the push coming earlier. Really should try and start his Hive as well, match his opponent's timings. It's going to be somewhat important here. Oh, Biles. No, oh, kills his own Overseer actually with those Biles. That's big. This is going to be a good fight here for Serral. Gets a couple of kills there as his bank continues to grow. You know what I'd love to see? Is just resource loss steps. Because I think Serral is so good in these small engagements. Yeah, Solar's up. So we can see it in the bottom right. He's up what? That's 2k-ish. He's up 2k. It's not bad at all. I actually like that. Up 2k. Lurker then on the way for Serral. He's getting his grooved spine. He's going to clear these roaches. Do we have any burrow boys anywhere on the map for Serral? I think the answer to that is no. At least for now. Once again, this is not an angle that Solar can really engage in. Oh, as these roaches are going to get caught, that's -3 roaches instantly. More Biles raining down. I think Serral actually wants to push on the map a little bit. Has lost a couple of workers. He's going to have nice army supply. Yep, here we go. This is a winning fight. This is absolutely a winning fight for the Finn. Solar needs to reroute some of his roaches. Gonna lose a lot of his crap, though, before the new roach arrived. I think Solar just died. I think Solar might have accidentally just died. He had a maxed out army, but it wasn't positioned correctly. And now Solar's in trouble. He's gonna try pushing this back. There's a flank coming in. No, that's an attack to the 3rd. Look at this. Solar's being ran around here. He's absolutely getting destroyed by Serral. Serral with some sick army splits. With great understanding. Just knowing exactly how to move. ZVZ is just a game of movement. And speed. And roaches. GG. Serral. And I think this is the problem in ZVZ. Well, this is the problem in every matchup currently except ZVT. When you're playing against Serral. Is that once you enter the late game. And it is somewhat even. Or Serral gets to stabilize, he just wins the game. Which is just a huge issue if you're not Serral. If you're the guy playing against him. Because it means you only have 2 stages in which you can win. And generally Serral doesn't lose very much in those stages either. I think he sometimes plays a bit overly safe, which might make him vulnerable to some mid-game timings. But so often, like once he survives, he's in such a good spot. Solar tried something, right? 57 drone, roach attack +1. Didn't work. Just like that. The situation isn't bad. I mean, it's a playable position. But he just gets completely destroyed. Serral is so sick in these setups. Just knows exactly what to do. What MMR does Serral have at the moment on EU ladder? Serral currently has, I think, 7.2k MMR, if I'm not mistaken. I can quickly check for you. He almost 7.3. 7.2, 7.8. That is a crazy amount of MMR. For reference, MaxPax is almost at 6'9", Clem is at 7'1", and Reynor is at 6'7", 50. So there's a huge difference there. Massive. You feel like Serral could be a very good player? Yeah, he's a guy that I've been saying for years. If Serral wins the World Championship at some point, that wouldn't surprise me. I know that is a controversial, opinion to have, because yes, Koreans are the best, but I feel like Serral might be the one that could break the Korean dominance. What's the highest MMR someone reached? I think Serral once reached 7'4", 7'4", maybe? $7.4k MMR. Sorry, I don't know what 7.3 means. What's that in like win-loss? I mean, so if Serral is 7.4k MMR and he beats me, he would probably get 1 point or 2 points. And if he loses, he'd lose 65. So that means that in order for Serral to keep that MMR, he'd need to win 30 games and then he can lose 1 against me. Something along those lines. That is how difficult it is to get 7-4. So he just wins all day. Yes. And then he'll sometimes lose against people that are close to his MMR. So that he would lose a game to Clem, or he can lose a game to Reynor, or he can lose a game to MaxPax. Hello, want a co-caster? Yeah, let's do it. Got some nice EVZs anyway. Yeah, I know you can't see the screen now. Don't worry. It's coming back in 2 seconds. Okay, we're back.
Hello.
Hello?
How's it going?
Fantastic. I love ZVZ.
Nice, me too.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us. What is this, Lambo?
I don't know, I just came home from the gym. I didn't see anything yet. I saw it was some ZVZ, so I figured, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to cast with Harstem so I can ask him for some stuff.
Yeah. Well, we opened up with a gold first here. Out of Solar. This might come as a surprise that the player that isn't Serral took a gold first on the map with a gold. But it did happen again. And now he's building a Roach Warren. Now the question is... Yeah, go ahead.
He did this against me, the same build in WTL. Even though I was playing 2 base. And Serral also always plays 2 base. He either plays 2 base or Ling Bainolin. In this case, it's a Ling Bainolin. And theoretically, I think the Ling Bainolin should win, but I have never played it out. So I don't know, because only Solar plays this. Because this, theoretically, what he does is shit against 2 base. Which is funny for me to say because I played 2 base and lost. So if he holds this, it might just be good against everything. We'll see.
Okay, he's gonna get a spine, has the Roach Warren, has a bunch of roaches in a nice position as well already. And then I guess you have to, the problem is you need to defend 2 bases, right?
Yeah, I don't think you go at the gold base. I think you just go try to catch the roaches in between. You just fake going towards wherever there's less roaches, and then once the roaches try to defend that base, you catch them in the middle. Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. But players on a low eco, that means the longer this game will go, the better it's going to be for Solar as he's mining from the gold. Oop, 3 drones, not enough, right?
No, not enough. The thing is, Ling Bane scales not too poorly against Roach without upgrades. Like this supply looks bad, but I think this fight should be good for Serral.
He still has a very high Bane count as well. Why are we seeing Solar?
What? I want to watch your fight, please.
That was an interesting cut to Solar's face while the game-winning fight was happening. This is the beauty, is the Chinese observers, they have a very, a very high standard of what an audience member is. So they look at that fight and they know that Solar's gonna lose it. So they know that the audience wants to see how Solar responds full screen rather than watching the actual fight, because we all knew that Solar was gonna absolutely get destroyed.
Yeah. You need to have good game knowledge to put these kind of cuts.
Yeah. these guys have it, and they expect a lot from the audience. You know, it's an audience. It's being appreciated for his true knowledge. Serral looks pretty happy with all of this.
Yeah. I mean, I think this build might just be bad in every case then now. Because I figured it was also bad against Ling Bane, but I didn't see it play out. Because I definitely could have held it with a 2 base as well.
Yeah, so then
it might
there's
just not be a
nothing.
good build. Well, it's
Yeah.
good against normal 3 base. Like if the other guy goes normal Ling Bane and 3 base, it's probably very strong. But we don't do that because that makes no sense against a gold.
Yeah. You love to see it. God.
I think the gold base on this map is just not very good. Because you have to... So, first of all, you lose a lot of mining at first since it's so far away. And then it's super exposed to base. You can come from 2 sides. 3 sides, actually, because you can kill the rocks and go from there as well. And then you need to guess what the other guy is doing. So if you see the gold base, you always go 2 base reactively. And then the other guy has to guess, is he going for a Baneling all in?
Or
in that
just
case,
a
you
2
get...
base.
Yeah, in that case, you get a Baneling Nest yourself. And then if you get the Baneling Nest yourself, you can still die to the Baneling all in because you can come from 3 different sides. And then if it's 2 base, you make a Baneling Nest, you make the defensive links because you cannot know in time. You're really far behind against 2 base. So it's just, it's not the greatest gold base map. Like Equilibrium is way better, for example.
Yeah. Why is Equilibrium much better? That base seems so hard to defend too. It's closer?
It is closer, yeah. And you can actually attack into the 2 base player because you cannot wall off. So let's say I play 2 base on Equilibrium. The other guy can go Ling Bane no matter what. You need a Creep Tumor to wall off even. And it's a 3 building wall. So you can pressure them yourself if you made the defensive units. It also has a rich gas there, which is nice. Like if you're playing from a little bit behind, let's say you overmade units against 2 base, you didn't get anything, then you have a rich gas anyways. And it's way bigger, the map. Like the distance from the 2 base player towards the gold base, which means you can just drone up more.
That makes a lot of sense. I like all of that. Solar wants how common are like the early game crab cheeses? I feel like at the high level, I hardly see those anymore. And I feel like for a while, almost every series against Serral had at least, if it's a best of 5, had like 2 early game cheeses. You know, some 12 pool drone pool or a 13-12. Has this been like largely figured out, or what's the status?
It has been figured out for a while. It's just sometimes you don't see it for so long that you mess up the defense.
Yeah. Okay. But all of it, so theoretically, Hatch First is always just the best.
Yes. On most maps. There are from time to time maps where if you play a normal Hatch First, you are supposed to lose against 12 pool drone pool, for example.
Okay.
If you don't figure out anything very special, but I think a lot of top players actually didn't know the response to a bunch of the 12-11s for the longest time, and some still don't, and some don't even know the response to 12 pool drone pool properly.
Yeah, but for the people that don't know, 12-11 is a gas into pool build without building any drones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then you go into some type of Baneling all in. Is that a 2 Baneling all in?
There's a pressure where you just try to cancel the hatchery with a couple Banelings, and there's an all-in where you just try to go into the main with Ling Bane. Then there's one where you don't get a Baneling Nest, and there's one where you get a very early Baneling Nest and no speed, and try to cancel the hatchery. There's a lot of different variations.
Okay. All of that used to be played with a 13-12, yeah? So 1 drone into Extractor, or was that just
it's a different build.
Okay, that's different.
We
But that also still
too.
exists.
I think that's better usually than 12-11.
Okay. Because there's a little bit more eco. Here comes a scout out of Serral. Gets in towards the main base. What are we looking for with it? Layer timings, drone counts.
Hidden Roach Warren mostly.
Hidden Roach Warren. Okay.
Not the case though, so you can delay his Roach Warren a little bit more. Solar is just going for the super safe Roach Warren timing in general in case this was I need to figure out a name for this build. I made a build where you make a Baneling Nest at the front and you just hide the Roach Warren right away. And then you attack with 7 roaches. But I need to make a name for it so I can claim it 100%. Solar actually is a name.
Sorry?
Solar is all-inning, and
Yeah.
Serral is also stopping drone production, so this is very good for the guy who has 4 drones more than the other guy.
Also getting in an Evo chamber. Serral, that is. Starting his own roach production as well as a Baneling. Serral doing all of this defensively. He's gonna help him out quite a bit. 3 drones more mining is always good. Yeah, go ahead.
I think he's planning on attacking himself as well, because he fake transferred drones from natural to the 3rd.
Ah.
Okay, now Solar sees this, and he will... he already showed the roaches. He should make drones. The moment he sees there's roaches already in production, before you're even on the other side of the number, you should always make drones. And I think it would not be bad for him, that position, whatsoever. If he actually commits though, he should get wiped.
He should actually get completely destroyed here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Good concave here for Serral as well as Banelings of Solar not connecting with very much yet. There's still a couple of Banes available here on the Finnish side as Link's trying to get connections with these roaches. This was a... oh my god, this is over.
This spine was the biggest cack move I have seen in my entire life, actually. The guy was all-inning himself with the same all-in that his opponent's doing, basically. And he made a spine.
Like, I think he cancelled it, no?
Yeah, still the biggest cack move. Even just thinking that you need a spine.
Yeah, that's a thought crime. We don't approve of thought crimes, but that is a thought crime. It's not allowed. Yeah. Serral's plan here is to continue building units, and that seems to be Solar's plan as well. Every second that goes by is a good one for Serral, who still is up 3 workers. We're continuing our streak of brilliant games in this tournament. Did you see anything yesterday?
There were games yesterday? No, I didn't.
They were really interesting.
Nice.
They're god-awful. I think we finished the first 2 series in 35 minutes. And then the last series started with a proxy 2 Rex, which got responded to by a 1-base Roach Nidus, which worked. So we had a good old time. Ooh, this Ling Run Bike could come in. It's not quite gonna work. That means that Serral is gonna have a real easy time defending this. There's no chaos at all. Has a couple of links on the other side himself. Roach count too big. Solar forced to tap out. And Serral with a big win here. Should we get him for an interview?
Got him. What happened in game 1? I wasn't even here.
57th roam Roach timing out of Solar. After that, Serral just ahead because he held it. He was like 68 workers against 57. And then he took control. And he had some good movement. And then he won the game. And that was it.
All right.
He owned them though.
This must have been a very anticipated match by the guys that always say Solar has the best CVZ in the world because he beat Serral at Gamers 8.
Yeah, but do you think...
I mean, they're not happy now, but...
Do you think Solar showed his best build here? Or do you think he's saving it for Katowice? Look. It's just something we got to keep in mind, all right? Are these gamers really trying here? Is there even anything on the line here except their honor?
There is like $17,000 for the first place.
Yeah, okay, but Solar has made a lot of money already. I don't think he wants any extra.
That's true.
So he probably just cares about Katowice. Well, nice try. Solar still has better GVZ. Oh, I think he responded. Sure, I guess. He sounds excited. Okay, I'm just gonna call him. I could have just added him into our call already. I realized this was the long way around.
That's okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tough series, or it went as expected?
Well, I don't really have many expectations for CVC usually, but I guess that went as it would go in my dreams. That's correct, yeah.
Very nice. First game, I think, was probably the closest one, or at least the one where you might have struggled a little bit. He started with a relatively quick roach pressure. Were you scared at any point, or you felt like you had a good grasp after you scouted with the speed overseer? It seemed like you were in a good spot, no?
Yeah, in general, that should be very holdable from the setup I had. I did have a couple of supply blocks when I was supposed to be making roaches, so it wasn't optimal. I also did make a couple extra drones. I think I had like 69 or something. So, I mean, I was confident I'm going to hold it, but at the same time, it's always a little bit scary just because if he has a couple extra roaches, which he actually did, he had a bit more there for sure, since the early trades went pretty poorly, in my opinion. But yeah, in general, that should be fine for me always.
Then a kind of a follow-up question on that is that it feels like that whenever you survive into a mid or late game somewhat stable, you just kind of end up winning the game. Because after that, I mean, you were up 5 or 6 supply, but you just were in complete control. Do you feel that in ZVZ, that the moment you just go into a pretty much even mid game, Roach versus Roach, do you remember losing very much, or do you just feel super confident?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in it. I do usually win. I think Reynor's the only one who puts very good fight, and I do lose to him every once in a while in those games. So if it's not Reynor, then I usually just think I'm like 90% sure I'm gonna win if I play my own game.
Yes, it's a comfortable feeling. Lambo, second game, any questions?
Yeah, congratulations, first of all, big win. Do you think this a Ling Banelin, if you take the gold base, is holdable whatsoever if you don't have a Baning Nest? Because he made roaches on 20 drones, and he made a spine, but it doesn't really seem like you can defend both bases. At some point, you need to run towards the middle. Do you think he could have played it better there?
Well, I don't really know. I do think it's probably holdable, but you just need to hold the bases. Maybe you could have your roaches on the main ramp, and then just have like a Evo chamber and roaches and queens at the third base as well. I guess the natural as well, and then maybe it's doable. But if you are in the middle like he was, then it's not holdable. But I think it's hard anyways.
Okay, fair enough. And then many people have said that Solar is the best ZVZ in the world after he has beaten you. Would you say that you now are the best ZVZ player in the world?
Well, I think there's no best CVC. CVC is a bit of a noob fiesta, in my opinion.
Yeah, but this has to be a best one.
Well,
has to be the
there's
best
the
of the
least
clowns.
good one. There's the least bad one.
You're the least
Right.
bad one? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'll take this.
Very nice. Up next, you're going to be playing against Maru, right? That's going to be tomorrow, I think.
In 2 days.
Oh, 2 days. All right. Looking forward to it. Last time you got destroyed 2-0 in this tournament as well. Do you feel like that was a fluke, or what's kicking off?
Well, he's playing pretty well for sure, but my first series wasn't the greatest. I feel like I lost both of the games in the first 8 minutes, and then I actually put a pretty good fight afterwards. So I think if I just have a good or even just decent starts, should be very doable, but it's never easy.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll let you go now. Thanks for your time. Congratulations, and we'll see you in 2 days versus Maru.
Yep, see you then. Bye-bye.
See you
Bye
then.
bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let me call Lambo again in the main conversation. Phenomenal Lambo. What a guy. What a personality.
What a personality.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to do right now? Actually, Lambo, there is something we need to do right now. Before we head into our next match, it is time to announce today's sponsor of the stream. As today we're sponsored by Exter. Exter creates premium wallets, which I have been using. I can show you guys one. I can show you guys 3 if I want, because I have very many. When it comes to Exter wallets, I'm a very rich man. And everyone that has just one Exter wallet is already going to feel like a rich man, because these premium bad boys, they feel good. They allow you to, with a simple click on the button, pop out your cards, pick the right card that you want. I've been using a silver one myself. You too can go to extra.com, use code Harstem at checkout for an extra discount. Right now, there's still an end of the year sale going on, or a New Year sale going on. So lots of discounts. Now, Lambo, I believe you also have an extra wallet. How do you like it?
I love my extra wallet. I actually use it, and it has made my life simpler just by not having to use a massive wallet like a normal one.
It's small, it's slick. It's the only thing as a guy you're going to get compliments on. It's like, ooh, he's getting out his wallet to pay. And then, wow, that's a cool wallet. That's it. It was the last time you got a compliment on your clothes? Never. But the wallet? Oh, yeah. Lots of compliments. It's going to be it. Yeah, no one uses cash anymore. This is the perfect wallet. It really is. Check it out, extra.com. Use code Harstem at checkout for an extra discount as well. 5% extra discount on that. So be sure to check it out. All right, that's the day stream sponsor. It's beautiful, no?
It is beautiful. I actually think mine looks very slick as well. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like a leather.
The Parliament
basically.
wallet that you have. You have the
Parliament, yeah.
Yeah, Parliament wallet. That's a good one. All right. Up into the next game here, Lambo. As it's already live, wouldn't want to deny the people their pleasure of watching another ZVZ be a quick 3-0. Because that's what we're expecting, right? Reynor with a 3-0. He's in shape, he's fast. His hair is blonde/white. Can he lose?
No, obviously not. He's a Silver Surfer. Or Jack Frost. I don't even know who Jack Frost is. Wait.
I think it's a guy that's winter. Wait, I can check.
I'm googling it. It looks like an anime character. I mean, the original one is very old, but the thing that is showing up for me.
Okay, it's back.
Is it Disney? I don't know.
No. I don't think so. It looks like Pixar or something.
DreamWorks. Right.
Yeah, it's the same, no? DreamWorks.
The hair looks like it's from anime, no? I feel
it's
like
the character from Rise of the Guardians.
All right.
There have been 2 movies and 1 animation movie about Jack Frost. It's a myth in the UK. Yeah. Reynor always been a big fan of the UK. He lived there for a little while because he loved British culture so much. Specifically their breakfast, he said. There's nothing better than English breakfast. And he's been eating beans on toast ever since.
Oh wow, they're playing 2-base against 2-base. Did they? Oh, okay. Did you pay attention to the game?
No.
I guess Reynor went 15 edge and Dark is going 2-base with 16 edge. 2-base is very powerful against Dark because his normal response when he goes 3-base is very abusable.
He's skipping speed though, Dark, isn't he?
Yeah, that's normal for 2-base opener. But that this should favor Reynor a bit if he is not too afraid of what could come potentially.
What about the Spire though? Is the Spire not a big play?
It's a play. I don't think it's a big play.
But in this particular situation where the 3rd base is already delayed, you don't think this is something?
No, I don't think this is something. I think usually in 2-base versus 2-base is completely nuts because the other guy can literally scout it and reactively throw down a Nidus. But he got a little lucky that Reynor is not doing that, and he can. That he went for link speed instead of a lair. But even then, if Reynor now just makes 55 drones, I think the game is very much so in Reynor's favor.
And why is that?
I mean, Dark can afford like 3 mutas than the Spires then.
Because he's also building roaches. But he can cancel the Glial Reconstitution. He's gonna get 4 or 5 mutas. And it isn't the problem that you don't have map control. So what are you gonna do with your 55 drones?
Well, the other guy's on 2-base, so you just outmine him. Then the map control is not that important anymore because it should result in you having way more units than the other guy. So then you can
just do like some type of push with Roach Hydra?
Yeah, either you go for a Roach Hydra push, or if the other guy plays Lingbane Muta, which is what Dark is doing, I think, you just go into late game for... It's just so much easier to spread your units because you have way more of them in comparison to your opponent. But Reynor is Roach Lingolining, which is terrible against this.
Even though he has the Carapace upgrade, it still sucks?
Yeah. It's just way too late. They're both not playing properly according to what they scouted. And
Okay.
it's gonna bite Reynor in the ass, I think.
Yeah. Rough start here for the Italian as the Mutas make their way across the map. What's the response going to be out of Reynor? Still to move across and to defend with the queens? Try to hide his units?
Hide, yeah.
yeah.
If he manages to hide them entirely, he might actually win the game. Dark sees it now, and he's trying to go back. Oh my god, that things are barely not getting in. That's actually pretty close. He's getting spine crawlers now. Full wall also would be huge, but he won't be able to get that one. I think they're fighting an Overlord instead of the Ravagers. Questionable move there by the Mutas.
Yeah, just A move back home rather than right-clicking. As a result, a lot of shots lost there. Reynor continues pushing across while droning behind this, so it's not the end of the world. Wants to try and kill that third base. He's gonna get it, I think, Lambo.
Yeah, I think if he gets the third base, which he did already, and he doesn't lose all of his units, which he's actually trading so well. This went much better than expected. That's because Dark didn't go Roach Muta. If this was Roach Muta, it's a build order loss, but against Lingbane Muta, Dark's Zerglings just got completely rolled by the +1 carapace Zerglings that are in way higher numbers. So yeah, that's actually fantastic for Reynor.
63 workers to 42. Dark is still running around chasing links, which is the last thing you want to be doing with your Mutas. Reynor has lost all of his units right now, and that means he is down significantly in the army supply. Is that going to be an issue, or is there anything right now that Dark can achieve with his units, or is it like what is the plan for Dark here? Because there's obviously a deficit.
He goes in between the base and tries to find a spot without spores, and then if there's spores everywhere, he will try to run by the links.
Okay.
If he catches the queens, basically he wins instantly. If he doesn't, it should be really good for Reynor. And Reynor is playing it super safe. He has spores everywhere. He knows what Dark's winning condition is right now. Dark's just messing units. He's trying to find a weak spot. As long as you make units yourself as Reynor, it's gonna be free. Reynor's just gonna go ultras, and at that point the game is gonna be over.
Wait, you just go into high Viper Ultra?
Yeah, you don't even need many Vipers, honestly. It's just you just make ultras, and then Mutas are not good against ultras. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yes, Mura still looking for an angle. The link count still growing as well on the side of Dark, whose third base is about to finish up. Are we expecting another, perhaps, another round of drones at some point for him? This fourth base is going to get killed, not cancelled. Reynor a little bit slow there. That's a mistake. As his links are out on the map, trying to go in for a run by. Defensively, what does Dark have? 2 spines, that's it. If this third base gets killed again, does the game just end?
Well, Dark's all inning anyway, so this third base doesn't really matter for him. He's jumping on the spore now, but I don't think he has enough to beat the queens. Queens are now next to no spore, or they're just not enough for Dark. This is an all-in. This might look cool and all if you can capture queens, but it's fully all-in.
Yeah. Trading 4 Mutas for 2 queens, usually not a great trade. Resource-wise, even if you're up in drones, that's not a great trade. If you're down 20 drones, it's definitely not a great trade. These Mutas still looking for a vulnerable angle. Dark is not going to find it because it doesn't exist. You can keep looking for a very long time. There's no way that you'll get it. Fort base being rebuilt here for Reynor, who honestly has nothing to worry about at the moment. Up in everything. Has to cancel it once more as the spores and queens moving forward. More links on the way for Dark, but Dark is just so low in workers here. He's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Dark's gonna go again. He's gonna morph up the bane links and then try to bust again, but
no cancel once more as well. That third base just got killed.
I wonder if Dark's build might have just been ass, because he's not exactly known for having the sharpest build orders. You're definitely supposed to win against a Ravager Ling all-in if your Mutas are out by the time the Ravagers start moving out. Now, he saw it kind of late, but he has so little units, I don't know.
The lack of a full wall didn't help either, right?
Yeah, 100%. That was bad. The spines also didn't finish in time. He lost. I think he tried to fight a little bit too much. He should have stood completely behind his wall as well.
Yeah. I guess it sucked because he lost 2 roaches in front already, and then it felt like he kind of needed to defend those, or at least get somewhat of a trade there. But that didn't entirely work out. As we're seeing Dark coming in once more, but Infestors are now available. We're going to get a couple of big fungals here on top of those Banes. And the Queens by themselves are just going to be good enough of a hold. Spore is
Reynor's
gonna get
entire
snapped.
army is counterattacking.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize it. I was looking at the supply, I'm like, where's the rest of this? And then I guess it's just on the other side of the map. 2-2 about to finish up. GG gets called. Reynor wins game number 1 here on Hardlet. Very clean victory, despite not great scouting, not the greatest theoretical start, but the execution was good enough here that it didn't really matter. Or perhaps the execution on the dark side wasn't good enough.
I think 15 edge is better than 16 edge if you go 2 base. And Dark went 16 edge. And then Dark went plus on melee. And laid links. His build was a little bit weird. Trying to see now if he was floating larva at any point. I think he made his wall too early as well, which is a drone. It's basically a drone less that you make early on. And then it's a drone less mining throughout the entirety of whenever the drone left the mineral line. Like, there was no reason for him to wall early. There wasn't even a single Zergling on the map for Reynor. So that was a mistake. I think just not the tightest build order.
Okay. That's allowed, but it does cost him. So maybe it's not allowed if you want to win. If these games go longer, who are we favoring here? Because I feel like Dark is one of these guys that plays a lot of early games, but is actually really sick in the late game in ZVZ as well, no?
Yeah, probably mid game is better for Reynor and late game is better for Dark. If Reynor, I think once at least, if they play an initial late game, because I don't think Reynor, like, you need to be aware of how Dark plays late game. It's completely different from other players. He doesn't make Hydras, basically. Normally late game is Hydra, Viper with a couple of Lurkers. Dark plays Lurkers, and then he makes Spores as his anti-air, and then Vipers, and then he doesn't abduct but use Parasitic Bomb. So if you're aware of how he plays, you just need to play a lot slower and just play to abduct, and you should always be able to win the trades. And most importantly, don't ever just go to the outside of the map with your entire units, because then Dark always instantly base trades. The moment he sees an opportunity, he always tries to base trade. Leave some Lurkers at home, which is very difficult to clear fast. If there's Lurkers with Spores, because you need to slowly kill the Spores first in order to get the Overseers in position. And by that time, he runs across the map with 20 Lurkers. If you're aware of that and you have the patience to play very slowly, I think I would still favor Reynor even in the late game.
Alright.
So yeah.
Reynor once again with that 15 edge. 15 edge, 15 pool. So we're expecting him to send the 2 base once more, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. 15 edge is only then efficient if you play 2 base, otherwise you cannot spend your larva.
How bad is just the standard 3 base? Or how bad is the 2 base versus the standard 3 base? Like, where are the advantages for each player?
2 base versus 3 base is always it's always a game with incomplete information, so you're kind of gambling and hoping your opponent thinks you're doing the wrong thing and responds slightly differently than what he would like to. So basically, if you play 2 base and the other guy plays 3 base, he has a perfect response, you're always decently far behind. Almost always. But just because you're the 3 base player and there's a wall in front of you, you cannot know, is there links being massed behind it? Is there a very fast layer? Is there a Spire coming? Is he skipping drones and going for a Roachalin? That's the strength of the 2 base. Like, if the 3 base player tries to prepare for everything, usually you're in a fine spot. But if you play 2 base against a gambling player, it can go south really fast.
Yeah. I kind of like that. I like being the gambling player very often as well. I feel like I would enjoy both sides of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I could play ZVZ as my mirror matchup. It seems very fun when you're watching it.
I mean, I think ZVZ is fun if you're watching it, just because it barely ever happens. There's so much fewer ZVZs than TVTs and PvPs in tournaments.
True.
I think you could get tired of it real quick.
Wait, Reynor went for he had an Evo chamber there, right? I'm not crazy. And then a hidden Baneling nest?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is... What are we looking at here?
A Ling Bane pressure. This is a build I have never seen before, so it's a unique one.
And a Roach Warren as well? But that's a fake. The Roach Warren is... No, wait.
No, it's gonna be for later. It's just he will try to cancel his opponent's third base with Ling Bane, basically, and then get a third base
okay.
while he's doing that.
So we already get the transition set up before you kill the third base.
Yeah, he also spawned on the wrong side, so Dark could have randomly just checked the larva and see the Zergling spawning, and it instantly would have been game over.
Yeah, that would have sucked. All right, Lings are gonna pop by right now as Reynor is preparing something. Dark's building a round of Lings, starts a spine crawler as well. Why is he doing that?
Because he's afraid. Honestly, I think he should be fine if he micros correctly. There's only a single Baning morphing so far, right? Or is there already some pre-morphed?
No, there's a single Baneling morphing, that's it. Hey, there's 3 queens. Surely this is just gonna be fine. No upgrades for either player. Do you even need to finish the spine here?
This is just not a build order what Reynor is doing. He would have needed to not get the lair. Because these Banelings are too late and too few. I don't know if this is freestyle or if he actually tried this against someone and it randomly worked, but this is just not a build order.
Yeah, we do see the lair right now being constructed. So there's going to be somewhat of a follow-up plan, I guess. Dark already has the +1 on the way as well. Higher roach count, or is trying to get up to a higher roach count. Spine crawler in position. Nah, this pressure has ended. 9 more roaches on the way. Is Dark just going to try and counter-attack here?
Yeah, he's all-inning. Which it's good for him that Reynor didn't go +1 carry pace, because these links would be way more useful if they had +1 carry pace against the +1 missile roach on them. It's a relatively big map though, so I would not... I think if Reynor just makes units now, which is a really hard call to make, because you see the other guy made a spine crawler. And it's enough roaches where it's impossible to scout until the overseer gets in. That I think he can hold. He made a couple too many drones now, it's going to be difficult. Actually, these spines could be in time. Dark moved on so late. Okay, he's trying to finish roach speed, which is a wild call. I think trying to get a couple more roaches out and cancelling roach speed would be a little bit better. And he's morphing defensive Banelings.
Which is good, right? Because there's quite a few links here for Dark.
Yeah. But Dark has way more roaches. All the Zerglings as well are on the right side for Reynor, which is not that good. The Banelings now need to come in and help, try to buy time for the spine crawlers. This is where the +1 missile should shine from Dark. This is just too late, I think. Why is he moving the spine crawlers forward?
Oh, that's a lot of big Bane hits though, as Reynor might be making a defense here. It's gonna be quite close. The spine's now moving in, queens in the back. Roach count for Dark still very high. But a couple of roaches spawning on the left. The spine crawler burrowing. Is this a hold?
I think you're behind me. That's it. Yeah, I thought it was a hold already when he was approaching. Because this was just too late. I think he moved out like legit 40 seconds too late for this to ever work. What time are you?
7:01.
Yeah, 5 seconds. I'll wait.
I'll tell you when I'm at 6. 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Holy crap. Why did Dark go on the left side rather than in between bases, by the way? It feels like that's the incorrect angle, no?
Just because it's faster, I think.
Okay.
It actually matters quite a bit to be faster because the spines are not done yet. Like if you move out and the other guy sees it with the first overlord, the spine should barely not be done. So it matters quite a bit to go as fast as possible. I think, yeah, I mean, Reynor just microed it. Not even perfect. I think that was just way too late, honestly. And he even moved forward the spines, which is almost BM, because there was no reason for that. He could have just moved the roaches back a little bit and the spines would be in range. So, not exactly perfect defense, also slightly overdrawn, still held after starting with a Baneling Nest, which means, once again, it's just not a good build order from Dark.
Ooh. We have some insider information from the YouTube chat. Zenard von Juke, who says, I believe Dark is lagging. And then corrects himself and said Dark is lagging. So now we know why he lost. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's true.
That's insane insider information.
Yeah.
Maybe he's standing behind him in his room.
Living in Dark's walls. I mean,
maybe he gifted him something once with a spy cam, and now he always knows. So he always has an excuse ready. this Dark loses.
This attack is gonna work here out of Reynor. All jokes aside, of course, both players, they have better and worse servers. Because if you're playing on there's two servers between which they alternate. You have the West server, which is actually the main pick, and then you have the Central server. And on the West server, Koreans get, I think it's between 140 and 160 ping. And most Europeans get somewhere between 160 and 200, I would say.
Yeah.
So it is Korea favored, and the Central server is pretty much the other way around. I think it's quite a bit higher for Koreans, up until maybe 200 ping, between 160 and 200. And for most Europeans, it's going to be around between 125 to 160, something like that.
Yeah, I think my ping with Koreans is basically mirrored, and then if you're living in the UK or France or something, or even you, I think, it's going to be slightly better for Europeans.
Yeah.
That's why usually it's going to be West one more time than Central.
Yeah.
And if you're living to the east or to the south of where I live, because I have it pretty much exactly mirrored, then it's going to be worse for the Europeans. So let's say maybe for, I don't know, Goblin or something.
Yeah. And even
for
for
the
some
Russians
Polish people.
especially.
For the Russians, it's very difficult. For Bly, it always was a struggle, because Bly already has like 80 ping or 70 ping to Europe, I'm pretty sure. For the Italians as well, when they live in Italy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so right now the setup is West Central, West Central. So 60% of the games, well, if you go all the way, are going to be in favor of Dark. Just a little bit. But Reynor should have pretty decent ping, because he's living in the Netherlands now. We have very good connection to Central, although it's gotten worse over time.
He's with his grandma now in Italy?
This looks like he's in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I thought this is his Dutch room, but I could be wrong. It would explain all the books, actually, if he's with his grandma in Italy.
Yeah, why would there be this many books in the Netherlands?
He can't read.
He doesn't read, yeah.
Yeah, it's someone else's house.
You think he moved to the Netherlands and then bought like 200 books just for a show?
Yeah, no shot.
Guys, I'm smart, I swear.
Okay, he's in Italy. But then his ping sucks, actually, because his ping really sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, what's he playing? Oh, this is a 12 pool, no?
Yeah, it's a 12 pool against a Norman Hedge first. He has the worst spawn on a relatively short map, so it's basically up to who micros better. I think 12 pool is heavily nerfed by ping, because you need to exactly respond to how the drones are attacking you with the Zerglings. Whereas with the drones, you just attack and then you guess when the other guy is attacking you, go back. As a Zergling player, the moment the drones start running away, you need to start attacking the hatch again. And if you don't, like whenever you lose a couple of hits on the hatchery, I think it actually nerfs a 12 pool player by quite a bit.
So this is a bad strategy call to play on West, is what you're saying.
I think in general it's a much worse strategy on an A than it is without ping. Like it's a good land strategy. It is not a good ping strategy. This already is. If Dark takes a proper fight, he should be fine.
Here comes Dark. Dark hasn't lost a single drone yet. Links are now out, and he's still winning a lot of time.
Yeah, that was bad though. That was a bad engagement.
Actually taking a lot of damage here. Is this gonna die?
This is the edge. Yeah, this is GG.
Is this actually just game? Ooh, Dark looks really upset.
I mean, that was awful. Why didn't he just fight? He was so afraid to lose anything. Even though he had way more units there than his opponent. He was never ever going to lose the fight. Even if he loses like a drone or two, he would have been very far ahead. Because Reynor wasted too much time already. He should have never gotten the hedge. Yeah.
When's the last time that Dark got rinsed like this, by the way? He doesn't get rinsed 3-0 a lot.
Surely against Serral at some point. I don't know though, for sure.
It's not over yet, but... Or is it?
It is very over, yeah.
Can I get percentages? Because we often say things like, oh, this is over.
90...
90?
Yeah, just 90, I guess. 92
Jesus.
maybe.
92. 92%. And for the people that don't know, if these guys were to play 100 times, that means that 92 out of 100 times, Reynor would win. That is what that percentage represents.
There is still a chance.
So there's still a chance. So when Lambo ends up being wrong, inevitably, we blame it on the 8%.
Exactly. Which means I'm not wrong.
Which means he's not wrong.
Actually, Solar beat Dyke in like 12 minutes, 3-0, or a little bit longer, but he beat him 3-0 in GSL, in the last GSL that he won.
Okay, what's the plan gonna be here for Dark? He's building 14 links. He has a Baneling Nest on the way, as well as a third base. Is Reynor just playing 2 base now? I guess that's standard, right?
Standard, yeah.
He's gonna do the same thing as last game, though, because he's getting the speed. Or is this also standard?
No, this is not standard anymore, but it really doesn't really matter what it does, because he has 92%.
He can do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if he has a Roach Born, he's not gonna die to this. Like, if he does nothing, I mean, he's gonna have paintings himself. It's just... The other guy's all-inning him. He has 17 more workers, but he also has no units, you know? You can let him in here.
That's a bait. Dark
He
today
can
is
do
a
whatever
fish.
he wants. He can do whatever he wants and it's gonna look genius.
He could counter-attack with all of his links.
He should, for sure, yeah. Would save us some time.
Nice little single Baneling detonation there. Dark still down 15 workers.
And
Gonna
30
struggle
supply.
in the defense here. What is the cleanest way to follow this up? Just go for a +1 roach attack and win?
Just win here, I think, is the cleanest. And then after, yeah, you just make roaches at some point. You make roaches, a layer, and Evo Chamber, and just... Usually +1 roach and roach speed is the freest. Did Reynor leave his Banelings at home? He must have, right? Oh, no, the Links got in. But the Banelings were at home and the Links still got in, okay. I was wondering, because Dark was 100% supposed to be dead here. But Reynor kept all of his Banelings at home. Reynor still doubling his opponent's supply, pretty much. What could Dark do to come back here?
Yeah, think of
question
something,
for you.
Lambo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pay Reynor's grandma to pull the plug. That would be a good option. Perhaps the only realistic one, or the most realistic one.
How does he find the number of his grandma, though? It's very unrealistic.
Yeah, that's true. It's difficult. Should have done some prep work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in case.
Just in case. You never know. He's still staying in 46 supply to 101. This is extremely over. It still is, and it will remain completely over. 10 roaches on the way here for Dark. As his third base is now gonna die. And after that third base, Reynor's playing this so safe, so secure. But yeah, this game is as over as it comes.
So today the European ZVZ was stronger.
Yeah. G. Wow.
I
Impressive.
was not happy. Do you think that G is on purpose? Synergy has to be, right? He also did it the game before.
Yeah. I think so. Oh, Reynor, we can interview him.
True.
We should probably. You know, these last 2 days have been some of the worst days of StarCraft.
First day of StarCraft. Is I think a little bit of a push, but yeah.
The games have legit been... they've been one-sided, and nothing is just not very good. Did you watch... Wait, I'm gonna invite him. 1 sec. Like the games... Did you watch Cure versus Maru?
No.
Well, don't.
I was not gonna, don't worry.
Hello, we need a camera.
Sure. There it is.
That is beautiful. Set it up. Before you say anything insightful, I first need to set it up. So don't start speaking yet. Because it's all gonna be insightful. I can feel it. Oh my god, there it is. Jack Frost himself, the man who brings winter and who makes it happen. A round of applause. The man, the myth, the legend. Rinsing Dark. Woo!
That was quite a stomp, actually. I didn't expect it.
Yeah. Neither
I was
did
just
he.
doing my own thing, and he kind of died every game.
I think he got 3 Gs in the entire series. It's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
I think he was molding a little bit, maybe.
I think he was upset too. He didn't look happy there.
I was playing with
Lambo?
4 helmets the whole series.
Yeah, but first some critical words from Master Lambo. What
Shoot.
build was it? Was it the Game 1 build or the Game 2 build?
The game 2 build was a little wild, but no critical works. First of all, very good to see the Battleless boys humble as always, saying they didn't expect to 3-0 their opponents, but then accidentally crushed them both. Yeah, good job. In
Thank you.
game 2, what was your thought process there? Is the Ling Bane supposed to be canceling your opponent's third base? Because you make a Baneling nest, and then you make +1 missile, and then you make a lair, and then you have gas for 1 Baneling.
I
Well-
actually did this only against Lark, because I played him last time,
Uh-huh.
and I did 4 queen opening into Lings, and both times he went for Carapace. So I was just trying to bait that. Like, there's no way I lose if I play like this. If he Carapace all-ins into this, there's no way I lose.
Oh,
And
I
that's kind
see.
of what I was trying to bait.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he kind of over-defending. He even made a Spine Crawler, and he's still in very low drone count. So
Yeah,
he
it's
thought you
'cause,
were Ling Bane him.
Last time we played, I did this, but I Ling Bay all-in him. Like, I went full ham.
I see.
So yeah, I was just mind gaming him a little bit. The build is not good, but it worked
That
out.
is what I figured. It looked like something special for that. That's also what I
Yeah.
said. And then yeah, game 3. Do you think 12 foots? I think 12 foots are worse on ping than they are without ping, because the Link player, you need to hit the hatch the moment you see the drones run away, and then
Yeah.
whenever I have ping, it's a little bit too late. But then he just played like a pussy and didn't engage for the longest time ever, and then you just killed the hatch. So
I felt like I was in his head at that point in the series. I felt like no matter what I do, I'm gonna win. So I just kind of went for it. Like, usually
see.
when I feel like my opponents are struggling and I have pressure on them, I just pedal to the metal.
aggression, yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. All right. Well, your next opponent is gonna be MaxPax or Hero. Do you have any preferences there? I think one guy definitely more standard, the other guy a little bit more wild. I also
Well,
think you
I
have
want
Hero
to
in your
play.
group, right?
Yeah, I want to play MaxPax because I have Hero in my group. But I mean, I've been playing MaxPax quite a bit in tournaments, and it's going my way as well. So yeah, definitely MaxPax.
All right.
Big. Anyone you're afraid of?
No,
No one.
no
This
one.
is a bad sign, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. I said that for your I am Katowice, it's best if you get destroyed by someone that's worse than you. Ideally,
so?
not Serral. Yeah. I think you're gonna...
I don't know. That would impact my confidence a little bit.
That's good. It should.
No,
you're
I don't
flying
think
too
so.
high right now. You're flying too high too early.
You think so? I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think that's pretty good that I'm getting results now.
Really? It's,
Yeah, when I'm confident, I
it's
just
1.5 more week, no?
Yeah. I'm sure fucking
can bridge
Strange
it?
on the ladder will humble me or something.
Yeah, strange.
Yeah.
All our eggs in the strange basket. Is that how we
Yeah,
want to do
yeah,
it?
something like that.
every
Cristiano,
time.
Strange.
Cristiano,
Well,
a couple of customs with them.
Yeah, there's a couple of ladder heroes that usually just when I'm flying high, they usually humble me. There's like a 40 pro ball in or something.
Yeah.
The
Maybe
charge a
some-
lot build.
Yeah, I would like that. Yeah, it's going too well. It's going too well right now. I'm not a fan of it. It's
Maybe
too smooth.
what about a Harstem snipe though? A Harstem snipe in a weekly cup?
No, well, that
too
wouldn't
humble?
be a surprise anymore. So that doesn't
Not a
humble
surprise.
anymore. This isn't par for the course at this point.
I mean, there's no shame in losing in the best Protoss player ever. So.
Exactly. I theoretically won the last 2 series we played. Don't forget.
Yeah. The
Except
last
one
one.
yesterday. The important ones I win.
Yeah.
Theoretically 2-0, right?
But even yesterday, yesterday the game on the second game was so painful for me.
Alcyone theoretically was also a win for me, I think. Yeah.
No, you were so dead, and then I made Broodlords, and I was like, okay,
Theoretically a
do
win.
now?
The fact that you built Broodlords at that point showed that you're not ready yet for the big leagues.
I mean, okay, but what do you want me to do in that case? Like, I'm actually wondering, because I don't feel like I can kill you anymore. Can't I just... What can I do? I just have to make Broodlords, no?
Play faster. Now, you never build... Broodlord is never the first unit you build, I think.
So you want me to go Ultras or something?
Or Lurkers, I don't really... I think the moment you build a
Lurkers.
Broodlord... I think the moment you build Broodlords, the game just... it goes back to the start.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
But I'm gonna miss the start of MaxPax vs. Hero. You guys
I'm
are
sorry,
talking
I'm sorry.
too
We
long.
can talk about this another time.
Yeah, we can
Alright.
talk about this another time.
I'll piss off.
Shout
You want
out,
me to shout out?
shout
Yeah,
out.
okay. Shout out. I know how to do this now. Shout out to Basilisk. Remember, guys, anyone can be a scientist. Shout out to Red Bull as well. And shout out to all my fans. And shout out to Piotr most of all. He always helps me so much.
Anything for Loco?
Does he deserve it?
I think he might.
I don't know if he does. He always picks the games I lose and he puts them on YouTube. Every time I lose a game, I can be sure that Loco, Pig, and sometimes even Rotti just uploads them. It's a
Very
banger.
nice. All right,
I always
so
dislike the video.
that's good. Medium
Make
shout
sure-
out to Loco.
Make sure to go against the algorithm. All right, thank you very much, guys.
Okay,
Enjoy the
bye-bye.
PvP.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
that will do.
Bye.
All right. I assume you're out, Lambo?
100%.
All right.
Well, I'd say for the Golden. This might be fun.
All right. Wait, can you hear the drilling or no?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, the people at home can't, so it's just for you.
What is it? It sounds so loud.
Yeah, it's very loud. This in my ear for large portions of the day. Oh, they can hear it again as well. It's my NVIDIA broadcast needs to get used to the drilling again. Wait, I forgot to put on the sound. All right, here we go. Okay, what happened here? I missed the start because
It's
Reynor.
One base blink against one gate expand.
Okay, this is my favorite build, I think.
I've seen MaxPax die to Goblin against this, I want to say. Or maybe it was someone else.
Yeah.
Christianer. No, it was Christianer.
So I think if there's no Oracle, this build is the best. Against a Void Ray start, it's the best. If MaxPax opens up with Oracle, it's not quite as good. And he opened up with Oracle this time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then technically it should be very favored for him. And there's two ways he can do it. He can go single Void Ray straight into Robo, or he can go into higher gateway unit production. But I think the worst thing you can do is build cannons against this. And that is his default response if he opens with Void Ray. So this should be good for him technically. Although this map can still be pretty tricky because you need batteries on both sides and you don't have a wall on the top side here, right?
Yeah.
So that's always going to be a struggle.
Yeah, he went to gate, so he's going Stalker, Void Ray, Battery.
Ooh.
Oh, one Stalker dies. Both Void Rays activated.
Yeah. That's what worries me quite a bit. Macro remains strong within. I think Hero should have stayed on this side, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you should always go on this side.
Yeah.
Because the structures at the front are annoying, right?
Yeah. Although maybe if the plan is to blink over and start one-shotting... Oh, that's really bad, losing that Oracle. That means all Stalkers can now move across the map. Full wall gets constructed. One battery gets sniped. Yeah, it goes for the blinking forward. Takes out the first Void Ray there. Now goes for the second one. Gets the second one. Oh, this is over. Yeah. Wow. Well, is it?
MaxPax is it? I'm not sure. The Stalker count is somewhat even, and he has to blink down again. Like, these Stalkers are not going to get out.
His work count is really big as well.
Oh my god, why did he go all that? He went to the bottom with all of his Stalkers, so now the Stalkers actually gain so much more value. That was a big mistake actually from MaxPax.
Yeah. Bad movement. Still win it though. That's somewhat surprising. He also moved his third Void Ray to the wrong location. It should have been moving in towards the battery rather than away. Still have a Stasis Ward available as well, as MaxPax is up 7 workers. And we're almost... Oh, hold that thought. There's another big blink forward. It's going to snipe 2 Stalkers, 3 Stalkers. Void Ray shows up. That's not a kill. Prismatic Alignment gets activated. Still 2 batteries active. Not enough Stalkers to get through the battery healing on that Void Ray as a new battery gets constructed. I think Hero might actually be struggling a bit. That his money is going to be running out pretty soon as well. It's like 2 more minutes until some of the patches start mining out. That's a blink forward. Super battery is active. Void Ray can hold 1 more shot as the Stalkers are now in the main base. Probes get pulled. There's no battery in the main, which really sucks for MaxPax. That Void Rail is way too far forward. It's going to lose it as a result. It's going to end up losing a bunch of probes as well. That Stasis Ward's still up, but not active.
I think he's dead. I think MaxPax is dead.
Yeah, I think so too. This is by far, this is probably one of the worst maps defensively, because there's 2 angles you can take, and also this is on bad ping. So if there's any map you're gonna lose, I think it's gonna be Radhuset. He usually vetoes it. I wonder which maps he vetoed then. He probably vetoed Equilibrium. Hey, we're gonna see it. I really wonder what he vetoed.
I don't get it. I see him play this map very often. It's usually the map he loses as well. So how come this is not vetoed? But he plays it very often.
Solaris is really bad for him as well, though. So is Hardlet.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of openish. Short map as well, Hardlet. I understand these vetoes too. But it feels like I would much rather play a Radhuset than any of these.
Is
There's
it
so
even
much
his third veto? Because I've seen him play this in best of threes quite frequently. And he usually loses on it. If he loses on a map. I mean, he usually doesn't lose, right? But if
if he loses on a map, it's very often a Radhuset. You know that they played last week in this tournament, and then they played again, and then MaxPax won 3-1. I think it was in the ESL Open Cup America, maybe?
Yeah.
Max won 3-1. Pretty impressive.
But he lost in this tournament.
Yeah. So when it matters, he lost.
I mean, it's very different. Like, an Open Cup really doesn't matter. And this is with preparation. So this is like...
Yeah, it's a different type of tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think MaxPax is significantly worse in preparation tournaments. Significantly. It's so much better, easier to play against him than in an Open Cup where you maybe don't want to completely blind counter him. If you have something safe, you're always going to show it in these types of tournaments.
Yep. Yeah, because MaxPax, the one thing he doesn't do very well is switch it up, I think.
Yeah.
He's fairly predictable. It's going to go for the high ground here.
How come he must have picked this map then, right?
Yeah.
How come he picked this instead of a ramp map? Or is there no ramp maps?
Side Delta.
I'm assuming... Is that in the best of 5 or did Hero veto it?
I bet Hero vetoes it. Although Koreans sometimes play it and then play one base versus, or they play one gate expand versus one gate expand and then lose.
So this is a bad map pool for MaxPax, right?
It's a very bad map pool for MaxPax. Because there's only 2 ramp maps and one of them is not even a good map for him in the Radhuset. Yeah.
Interesting. And how come he started walling on the high ground? This is normal now on maps without a ramp?
No, he sometimes does this when he's a bit confused. I don't entirely understand the thought process behind it. But I think... So if you're not committed to the low ground, against some gateway-based all-ins, what you can do is that you keep your batteries near the ramp alive, and you'll lose the Nexus, but your worker count is higher, and you'll stay alive, basically. So it is harder to completely die, but it's much easier to lose your Nexus.
Is this a Stargate from Hero? It is, right? Oh, it's a robo.
I have no clue what it's gonna be. I also have difficulty thinking because my neighbor started drilling again.
I can hear it, don't worry about it. So he's going Stargate before Nexus, which is, even though there was no probe, and a Zealot against a proxy robo.
Yeah.
And it's 4 adepts. Very interesting stuff.
He might just go for a Prism initially.
So in that case, we're hoping for Void Ray first and for MaxPax, or?
Yeah, I think so. Although I think most of the time when he opens like this, it's always Oracle. Like 90% of the time. Which is this time as well. This is a little bit safer, the way that he's playing here. He's going to lose that Zealot, actually. Doesn't quite have a battery yet. He's going to start it now. He's in trouble with at least this unit. The next 2 are coming in. Let's get the scout that there's nothing at home. I think a 4 adept drop is actually not that bad. As the Oracle pops out, it's going to kill... Ooh.
Oh, he activated it. That was a big mistake, no? I guess he didn't expect the warp.
Yeah. I think it's
I
a
mean,
big
that
mistake
sucks.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, that really sucks for me. Okay, Hero dropped them too early. He needed to wait 2 more seconds for the Oracle to be out of energy. Instead he dropped them a little bit early, but it's basically just 1 Stalker plus probes here. Worth of DPS. Hero shades towards the bottom. Kills 6 probes already. Is this even good though, the follow-up for Hero? Immortals.
I
He
like
only has
having
2
some
gates as well,
immortals
right?
because it bursts through stalkers and buildings really quick. And then if you just go 3-gate stalker with it, I think it's pretty okay. I mean, he dealt so much damage. I feel like he could follow up with whatever. Like, really just whatever. Love this 4
but-
adept build, though. That's cool.
He doesn't have a 3rd gate though, I think.
I think he
Or
should
does
get one. As in, he should build one. I don't think he has one. Oh! It's gonna perhaps lose a stalker here. Now MaxPax is gonna piss off. Doesn't want to commit there. He's gonna at least deny this. Does he have a second battery yet on the low ground? I think we're still on a single one, right?
Single battery powered by the forward pylon.
Yeah.
Seems very susceptible here, this.
Yeah, that doesn't look very solid. We can get in the scenario I was mentioning earlier, where MaxPax will need to give up his natural, but can just hold his main.
That
We're
was
gonna
6
get-
Stalker micro.
Try to target these stalkers. Not enough stalkers to actually defend the immortals. I think he should clear those immortals first then. If we're going at it anyway. Might as well. Adept's in some trouble too here. MaxPax is just super low in everything. He's just dead.
Yeah. These are the PvPs I like to watch. But maybe I'm a bad lecturer. Maybe I should tune out. Because I kind of want to make specs too.
This is not with it.
I mean, it's just good preparation by Hero, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was a nice build. I like this build. I've seen people play this particular build with the double adept drop, but never with the 4 adept. If you run into a Void Ray first, though, you instantly lose the game. Like, it's just straight up over. So if MaxPax scouts that there's a Robo with a probe, or with the Zealot, which is kind of possible because it was really close, then MaxPax wins. And a lot of the things that MaxPax does are kind of like that. So that's why he'll sometimes lose to players much worse than him, is because he didn't get a certain scout or he gambled on the wrong thing. I think all the gambles are in his favor. But it is, of course, possible that he gets the wrong ones multiple times in a row, or that the other player manipulates it in such a way that he's gonna get the wrong gambles, right? So, yeah.
I mean, you can, on this map, you can get the Robo safely in, right? If you just scout around with a Zealot just behind him, if you put it behind the inner line,
behind the patch,
it's still going to
yeah.
be super close.
MaxPax getting a Robo now. It's gonna fly across the map with 3 Void Rays, trying to deal some damage. This is a common MaxPax move as well. When things don't go his way, he goes for the base trade with the Void Ray, and then he'll often follow it up with some type of Immortal Void Ray push. These things are pretty strong. Surprisingly so always, because blinking in is not really an option. And also force fields aren't super effective against it, because Void Rays, like the main DPS, flies. So sometimes big comebacks are still viable or still possible, but gonna have to wait and see. I mean, if he wants to hit with any amount of immortals, he's going to hit so late. Like, it's actually gonna hit like freaking 2 minutes from now or something. And at that point, I mean, if Hero still dies 2 minutes from now, that is completely on Hero.
Yeah.
Void Rays do move in. Gonna get a couple of kills. And I will just move here. That basically says, hey, no map control for you. Or at least not with all of your stalkers.
What time are you at, by the way? Looks like
I'm
you're always like-
7:54. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I think MaxPax is actually gonna go for the pure 1 base. If this works, I'll be shocked.
This is the Rotty Mech all-in, but with Voiders instead of Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way. Maybe if
Blink
Hero
is
blinks
down.
into the stasis?
It's no way. I think he would win still.
Imagine he does though, with like 16 stalkers. Straight into the stasis. Dude, that would be sick. No way. Oh! Ah, he saw it. He gets the blinking forward, snipes every single void, and GG gets called. Hero! Match point. Is that an issue, Lambo? As a large MaxPax fan.
This is an issue, yeah, for me as a large MaxPax fan. I like seeing MaxPax win in PvP.
Yeah, me too.
I think he deserves it for figuring out stuff that the other guys couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the only one deserving of winning, I think.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
else
find
is...
that very impressive.
Yeah.
The other guys can suck it.
Yeah, Hero right now, though, is looking good. Maybe not so figured out after all.
What are your odds, by the way? Do you put a bet on your chat?
What? I don't think so. Maybe my mods did. Sometimes my mods put bets.
You really should put bets when you're casting tournaments. Can you put bets on YouTube?
I don't
I guess
think
there's
so.
no channel points. So.
Yeah, you can put polls on YouTube, though. Their chat functionality is not as good as Twitch chat.
It's coming, boys. It's coming.
Soon. If we get another day of full-on sweeps, I'm going to be a little bit upset. I'm not going to lie.
I'm telling you right now, I will leave now and I'll save it.
Okay. Lambo, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
See you another time.
See you next DVZ.
See you next.
Or
Okay.
maybe even the semifinals. They're both have Zurich, so
Yeah.
I will be there with you in 2
Okay,
days.
cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Exciting. Let me make sure the call is properly closed. Don't want to be wasting any of that Discord broadband. I'm so sad by this. You guys have no clue how much I was looking forward to the freaking playoffs. And although it was all mirrors, I was at least hoping that we're going to get close games. And especially in the PvP, I was hoping we're going to get some... This is really something. I think maybe we haven't been hyped enough yet. And it's been rubbing off on the players. They're like, oh, Harstem isn't looking forward to it, then why should I? Maybe that's the issue here. Maybe the issue is me. I've always been the issue. Okay. Top right, our blue Protoss. He needs your love. He needs your support. It is MaxPax. Woo! And in the top left, he doesn't need your support because he's already up to... Oh, it's a Nexus first, you monster. You beast of a human. What the hell is this? Woo! Nexus first. Now we're talking builds. Okay. I don't quite remember what the response is here for MaxPax. What is he gonna do? This is a prepared build. Nexus first versus 1 gate expand. This is the only build that has better eco than what MaxPax does. Now, what are the upsides and what are the downsides? You might be asking. Harstem, please tell us. Oh, luckily I'm a Protoss player. So the cybernetic score with the Nexus first is going to be significantly delayed. On top of that, you also start gas mining much slower. As we can see, there's already 70 gas in the bank here for MaxPax, and there's going to be much more of that to follow. So MaxPax is going to have a gas lead as well as a tech lead that allows him to get a faster Stargate. Hero does have the ability to produce a lot of units because he's playing this with 2 gate. It's going to have more probes, more chrono boost, better eco. It's going to have about 2.5 more workers. It's going to have half an extra chrono boost. His warp gate is going to be delayed, and so the way is that's going to be imbalanced advantages. The advantage for MaxPax is he's going to have detection really quickly, so he will not need a fast robo. That is a big deal usually. He's probably going to have a slightly faster warp gate as well. He's going to have less stalkers than his opponent. Hero's going to have more stalkers. If one player will need to be building batteries in his natural, it's going to be MaxPax. If there's a... Oh my god, Hero's playing Stargate. Okay, this is... I had absolutely not expected this. Stargate double adept. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. MaxPax opens Oracle. Is he gonna get the scout in? No. Block here with the double adept. Adept into Stalker. This is just a beautiful set. Hero has done his research. He is way better prepared than MaxPax is. I mean, how can you prepare for this? You have no clue what the other guy's gonna do. These adepts are being blocked. MaxPax, however, is winning the fight. He gets in with both the adepts, is gonna scout the fact that there's a Phoenix, and is gonna get a couple of kills. Good start here for MaxPax, who... The most important thing here is probably the information gathering. Even more so than killing those 3 workers. Although killing those 3 workers is big. That's nice. That's cool. That's tight. Oracle's gonna move in towards the main base right now. If that Oracle gets any amount of kills that is higher than 2, that is going to be huge. If the Oracle manages to escape, that is going to be big. Adept in the natural, that means this Oracle's gonna get 4 or 5, maybe even 6 kills over here. MaxPax could recall. But he's not going to. No, he's gonna recall. Gets to keep the Oracle alive. Kills another 5 workers. And despite the sick preparation here out of Hero, I think MaxPax is in a significant lead right now. We have single Stargate Phoenix production against potentially double Stargate Phoenix production. Up 9 workers. Much quicker gas mining. These adepts are gonna do nothing. Even if he would have finished them, that would have sucked. It really would have. It really just would have sucked. Now, that Oracle is useless, except for the fact that it can kill adepts at some point, which is a big deal. Here come the defensive Phoenixes. Second Stargate about to finish up. A Hero just tried to go for a push, and he's cutting his Phoenix count. He's gonna get a second Stargate, still cutting his... Oh, he's supply blocked. This is actually just game over. It's actually just game over. Triple Stargate, not because this is good, but because he's supply blocked. So he couldn't produce Phoenixes during these 20 seconds. Now, Oracle's gonna get murdered, but the Oracle does get a little bit of info. Sees the double extra gases, sees the Phoenix count. Yeah, I was about to say, I think MaxPax, after seeing only 4 Phoenixes, might believe that there's a robotics facility. But the reason why there are so little Phoenixes is because Hero forgot his pylon. So Hero's crappy play right now is tricking MaxPax. That is high level. That is very high level. Hero was supply block again here, by the way, on 62 out of 62. He's not playing properly mechanically right now. Lambo leaving is actually empowering MaxPax. You hate to see it. So, it's not over, but if MaxPax attacks right now, it's actually going to be pretty close. That Robo is throwing a wrench in MaxPax's play. A massive wrench. This is really frustrating for Max. I think he now has realized somehow, but getting the Robo and the Observer is super expensive, right? Gas cost-wise. Like, you're looking at 175 gas that you're wasting. That's like, that could have been a fleet beacon done already at this point. That could have been any impulse crystals on the way. And that's a much bigger advantage than having one Observer. Like, the Observer does nothing for you. Hero... Okay, so all Hero has right now is a timing. A timing where he has 1, maybe 2 more Phoenixes. If he doesn't hit that timing, Hero is dead. He has a slower Nexus. He's not going for any impulse crystals. So Hero has one thing and one thing only, and that's this timing. He needs to wait for maybe 2 more waves of Phoenixes and then go. Although he doesn't even have the gas to continue triple Phoenix production right now. So, and he's supply block again. Jesus, good lord. 86 out of 86. So he had it already queued up. He was supply block. 3rd supply block here for Hero, which he hit. Huge deal. Absolutely massive deal. If you're trying to hit a timing with more Phoenixes, you generally don't want to get supply blocked. Blunders, macro blunders here. 57 workers to 49. The setup is still the exact same. If Hero managed to hit an attack pre any impulse crystals with a higher Phoenix count outside of a battery, I think he has a decent chance. If this Observer showed me the Phoenix count, that would be great. Because I cannot count this many Phoenixes that quick. Like, what is this, 14, 15? It could be 16 as well, I have no clue. Phoenix is in a defensive posture here. 3rd Stargate now on the way for MaxPax as he warps in a Zealot. That doesn't cost him gas. Battery, that battery can die. Any impulse crystals finished. That is a big deal. Hello? This micro is not good out of MaxPax. Should have been abusing the range. Now he's flying in battery range. That is okay. This was not brilliant at all. This was... He did not use his range advantage very well here whatsoever. Now the super battery is helping out. MaxPax is gonna kite this back. There's no battery in the main base though. It's gonna hold anyway, as he just had enough phoenixes there. That was way too close for having a range advantage of 2. That should not have been happening. GG gets called. MaxPax gets the win. Both players with sloppy execution here. Sloppy execution. Hero should have won. MaxPax should have won. Hero should have won. MaxPax won. Not good. He doesn't know Hero is missing range upgrade. I mean, you click your opponent's Phoenix and you hover over it. Like, that is not an excuse. You also see the animation the first time around that it's blue rather than purple. Clutch win, that's all that matters, exactly. That is a much higher level than you can critique. No, actually, I'm completely allowed to critique this level. If I see that Hero has 3 less Phoenixes because he gets supply blocked 3 times in a row, I'm perfectly fine critiquing that. Well, am I just supposed to sit there and say, oh, brilliant play by Hero getting supply blocked? That is very smart. I wish I understood why he did that. No, it's a mistake. He blocked himself having 2 more Phoenixes for no reason because of macro errors. Of course I'm going to call that out. I can critique whatever I want. Like, if I see an obvious mistake, I'm going to call that out. If it is a theoretical thing that he does different and I don't understand it, and then I say this is stupid, then you could say, hey, that's not okay to critique. But this is not a theoretical thing. Getting supply blocked is not like some theoretical mastermind. It's like, oh, the Koreans have figured it out again. They're so much smarter than these dumb foreigners. Getting supply blocked 3 times in a row and having less Phoenixes. And thus having more money, being capable of expanding faster. It's like, no, you're not even supposed to be playing triple Stargate. Getting supply blocked at pro level. I mean, it is not uncommon to become supply blocked at pro level. This happens all the time as well. It's not like I'm saying this is the dumbest thing I've seen in my life. God, Hero is a freaking noob. I'm just saying that he's getting supply blocked at a very... Like, Serral called out his own supply block when he was talking about the early game on Heartlet versus Solar. He was like, I felt my early game wasn't great because I got supply blocked a couple of times while trying to build roaches. So it got a bit scary. That's legit what he said. Like, this happens. And I can call that out and I can say that is a mistake. That is bad. That is the reason why he lost. I can also not make any... Like, don't explain anything. That's also fine. But I think that's kind of the point. Isn't Harstem the king of supply blocks? Hey, calm down, buddy. I'm actually not the king of supply blocks. There are players that are very good at getting supply block at important moments. I do get supply block quite a bit, but I think I get supply block more when I'm recording videos or when I'm streaming. Because your macro, it goes down a bit. And also when I'm nervous, so in tournaments. So whenever you guys see me play, I get supply block more. But when I'm playing against the AI in the morning, when I'm in the zone, 0 supply blocks, baby. Versus the AI, I'm the best. I've heard that actually said before. The AI easy messaged me the other day, told me, like, Harstem, no one has less supply blocks than you versus me. I said, AI easy, that's very kind of you. That's why I practice my builds against you, buddy. Didn't the analysis guys say you were the best at not getting supply block? Also true. Also true. The best in all the world championships. I got the least supply block. What he didn't say is that all my games lasted 3 minutes, so I didn't have a lot of time to get supply block. I got destroyed by the first adept every single time. 2 links show up, I lose 6 workers. Yeah, at least not supply blocked. Harstem is out of the tournament again. All right, what do we have here? We have, ooh. No, I'm fine with feedback. If you think I'm being too harsh on players, that's fine. But I think, I wasn't trying to flame Jaina V either. Like, I don't need you guys to do that either. I just think that it's important to try and figure out where the mistakes of players are. And sometimes I'm going to be wrong. Very often in TVT, I have no clue what's happening. Sometimes in TVZ, I have no clue what goes wrong exactly. But if I see very specific mistakes, I'm always going to try to call these out. I think that's kind of what I do. So that's just how it is, you know? And very often, I think mechanical errors kind of get skipped. But the game is very mechanical. Like, that's just a fact about StarCraft. Whether you like that or not, that's a different discussion. But StarCraft 2 is a very mechanical game. And thus, if you have someone that is making mechanical mistakes and as a result is losing the game, I think it's okay to be critical of that. It's like, hey, this happened because of that. Maybe my tone was wrong, though. It's possible. I can't remember exactly what I said. Maybe that's what Gina V was responding to. All right. Oracle's moving out. This is a good position for MaxPax, by the way. So this is pretty much the standard setup. Right? When people ask, hey, why don't you just play some type of double gate unit or some double gate opener into a fast Nexus, is because you can't get a fast Stargate with that, or if you do, you're going to be in a bad spot in the Phoenix War, because you have a second gate for no reason. Your opponent only has one gate. And if you play standard, look at the blink timings here. Hero has a blink timing that is faster by 15 seconds, maybe, or 20 seconds. Okay? What's he gonna do with that? Nothing. He can't do anything with it. He doesn't have detection, which forces him to build a robotics facility, or he might die against DTs. He has lower worker count, and he has no map control, because Stasis Wards and Oracles in general grant map control. Whenever you move out, in a Stalker versus Stalker battle, the other guy has 2 Oracles, you're forced to leave at least 3 Stalkers at home. Maybe even forced to build a battery in 1 or 2 of the bases. Look, Hero continuously just has like 8 units in his bases. So he's down in workers. MaxPax is going to go into a mid-game with map control, with detection, with stasis wards. MaxPax is in a superior position by a lot. This is the worst build that Hero has done so far in this series. Or at least, this build has provided him with the worst position so far in this series. And it's not very close, because the other 2 games he just kind of won with the all-ins. So, yeah. But this is a really, really bad position. He's also building an Immortal, which is extremely expensive. It means it delays his Nexus, it delays his infrastructure. His probe here is going to get blasted. Second probe being sent out. Harstem, do you think the overall skill of the pro scene has increased or decreased since 2013? Increased. It's not even close. It's also not fair, because you build on each other's theory and you push each other to bigger heights. If the base pro level would be what we have right now in 2013, then all the pro players would be at that level, because you pull yourself up on your peers, right? There's no need to improve if everyone is the same level. Like, you gradually improve with each other, basically. You know, that's just how it works in these types of games. It's going to be the same in chess, right? Like, chess players now are much better than they were 20 years ago. It's not going to be fair. Oh, that was not a great fight for MaxPax, but perhaps the Adepts can do something. It's going to get 1 or maybe 2 kills. Stalker still roaming around. Double Oracles in the main base, going to get 5-6 kills. This game is looking phenomenal here for Max. 54 workers to 48. Couple of things MaxPax can do here. So, knowing Max, he's gonna go into 6 gates plus 1. Probably get charge research as well. This is a big blink in. This is huge. Because he's gonna deny these gateways for a little while. He's gonna probably take out a Stalker. Gets a stasis ward, so chasing becomes impossible. And he's even trying to control a rampage. These are really nice moves. Good blink forward out of Hero there. Completely understanding what's going on and dealing with it accordingly. He even had a stasis on the low ground still that could have helped him escape if he got in trouble. So this looked like a move that had a lot of risk involved, but that was pretty much a risk-free move. 3 workers are going down. I'm not seeing where, though. And I don't have access to the in-game feed. So I'm going to expect that those were 2 Adepts that shaded in somewhere, or some Stalkers in a different angle, but I didn't quite catch. Maybe it was the Oracles, also possible. No, Oracles were with the main army, so unlikely. Yeah, MaxPax 6 gate, Immortal, forward base. He needs to be a little bit careful. One of the things that MaxPax sometimes does is that he gets a bit over-eager in the eco when he's very far ahead. Like, we're technically in the type of game where MaxPax could be taking a 5th base right now. And it's like, well, do we really want to have a 5th base? Or do we not really want to have a 5th base? 4 workers extra going down. As the Robo has finished up at this point for MaxPax. So Oracles aren't necessary anymore. They're still great to have. Revelation, Stasis Wards, all great. But he can play a little bit more risky with them because he has Observers ready. He's going to build cannons as well. So DTs aren't as big of an issue. He's getting his own Dark Shrine at this point and he's up about 20 supply. So his spot right now is fantastic. He's a good spot. I like it. Super Chat, we love your commentary, Captain, especially critiquing with your intricate knowledge of the game. Don't let the Fangirls get the better of you. Looking forward to your Nexus first build guide. Thank you very much, Kralitos, for the 10 euros. Appreciate it, bud. We're going to have a bit more Stalker interaction. Charge Boy still roaming around as well. Just kind of setting up for a potential attack. Disruptor count is going to grow. I really like the way Hero is playing this, by the way. I think one of the things that people do incorrectly against MaxPax, including myself, is that very often you get stuck in a game where you're in a unit deficit. You're just behind, basically. You're at a disadvantage, period. You have less workers, you have less Stalkers. That's going to be it, right? And then what a lot of Protoss players do, once again, myself included, is that we'll try to play basically the same game, but just from behind. While MaxPax already is better at that game, and also he's ahead. And what Hero is doing here, he's acknowledging that he's behind, and he says, hey, I'm going to be kind of camping, I'm going to add in some Immortals to help against high Stalker counts, and I'm going to quickly transition into 3-base Disruptor. This is going to help me set up, it's going to help me trade a little bit better, hopefully, and then potentially move out with a max. This is something that Koreans do a lot more than Europeans. I don't know why this is. A lot of Europeans are very set on their mass Stalker ways and their mass Zealot ways, and they always want to go in that composition. Well, I noticed that people like Creator, people like Hero, Nightmare, they're much more flexible with the playstyles that they kind of deploy in the game, and thus can much more quickly adapt to some situations. This feels true. Someone in Europe that does this well is Gerald. I notice when I play against him, although Gerald likes to just play very campy in general, even when he's ahead, which I don't think is good. I think you want to keep map control when you're ahead. But see, I think a lot of people would have tried holding this forward base with a too low of a gateway count, and Hero is actually in a very playable position here. He's really in quite a playable position. He needs to be careful that he doesn't just straight up die to DTs, but these Stalker trades are not going well for MaxPax at all. He's now going to get a Zealot warping in towards the main base. Hero's not paying attention there, and that could be an issue. Disruptor almost connects. Here come the DTs. He doesn't have DT Blink yet. That's still a little whiles away. Super Battery activated. Stalkers being split off. At the same time, a hit on the 3rd base as well. Is that going to be capable of doing anything? Yes. Zealots are breaking through over there. Hero's still in a lot of trouble. Has a big army, though. Very low worker count. In a way, scary for MaxPax, because if Hero ever gets to go across the map with a counterattack, then MaxPax might be in trouble. Okay, this base is gonna survive. 4th base is gone. And I think Hero right now, the ideal plan for Hero, in my mind, is to get a bunch of cannons at the 3rd, 2 extra cannons in the main, and then you move out. Because basically you don't want to be capable of dying to a minor unit base trade. The only way that MaxPax can base trade here is by using all of his Stalkers. And you can kind of deny that as well. So that's what Hero is going to be doing here. This feels very good for MaxPax. It really does. Ooh, Hero there hitting some of his own Immortals with those Disruptor shots. Hero's going to be moving back with these Stalkers. 1 big Purification Nova available. It's not going to be used in time. Army value still in favor of Hero. Hero might actually be doing it. It looks bad economically for him, but it looks great army-wise. Are there any Observers remaining for Hero, though? Or are DTs just going to be game-ending, potentially? Look at this. DTs coming in from the back are going to be blinking in. Oh my god, there's no detection. The DTs are actually dishing out so much damage right now. No Observer with this army. It's potentially going to cost him the game. The mineral count is very high for MaxPax. He has... How many gates does he have? He went to 5th base as well. I think he needed to go up to 12 gates, and I think base trade was the only solution here. Full-on base trade. I still think that is the only solution, because the army count of Hero is simply too big. I guess the Immortals are disappearing, which means you're going to start trading better and better. Giving up this base is the correct call 100% of the time. Do we have a counterattack? I see something happening on the other side on the minimap. Both players are looking at Hero's natural base right now. There we go, Observer. 3-4 kills here. That's going to get cleared. Absolutely key here is sniping the last Immortal. I think it might have been sniped. I don't see it here anymore. Good control out of Max. No battery here to help out, by the way. Where's the last Immortal for Hero? Did it die? I think it's gone. That's big. Because then you have nothing against blinking in Stalkers. Oh, here comes a flank. Here comes a big flank. Blinking forward. Needs to target the right Disruptor. Gets the right Disruptor. Immortals in the back helping out so much now. MaxPax with an insane hold. Way too much money in the bank. 2 little gateways. He has 12 now. But I think he probably should have gone up to 12 before he got the 5th. The 5th base, that is. It felt like he couldn't spend his money for so long. Hero upset. Taps out with a GG. He had him. I think Hero knows that he had him as well. Look at that. He looked upset there. That was insanely close. That was actually insanely close. Ay. Hero's gonna be real upset about this. This game looked so bad for him. His playstyle I liked. This was really nice. It's a good playstyle to go for. No. This is not a smile. He's smiling from ear to ear because he knows he won. It's like the it's that smile, you know? It's like the Jesus, I'm an idiot. I should have. Although I'm not sure if this really was a play due to idiocy. It felt like MaxPax perhaps might have overwhelmed him in it. Maybe taking out the 5th base there was the mistake. Go for the throat more. Like, you're on 3 base yourself. Losing that Immortal... I'm not sure where that Immortal went, but that's a big deal. Because the reason why that's a big deal is against Disruptors. The way you want to play against it with Mass Blink Stalker is you want to blink in and shoot Disruptors. So if every time you blink in and you shoot 1 or 2 Disruptors, there's an Immortal pumping your Stalkers, you're going to lose 3-4 Stalkers every time you blink in and then have to run out, you know? And if you first snipe the Immortal while a Disruptor shot is going off, lose your Stalker to a Purification Nova. So even just a single Immortal is a freaking huge deal, having it in an army with Disruptors. Disruptor by itself is pretty bad. But like, if you have 5 Disruptors and 1 Immortal, that is so much stronger than having 7 Disruptors, for example. Like, it's really, really powerful. That was sad. That was actually sad. Why not go more gates with a ton of Zealots if there are no Archons? So if the Stalker count is high enough, Zealots, they don't do so much. Like, even if like you need a lot of Zealots with a good flank. But if you have too many Zealots in a flank, then Disruptors can take them out. So that is a bit of an issue. Most of the time. But yeah, once you saw in the end that Zealot flank was doing God's work. Absolutely, yeah. Alright, now we're going. Low ground wall. MaxPax opening up with a... I think it's gonna just be a 20 Nexus now. Hero's gonna proxy. Let's see what we believe his proxy is gonna be. Let's just gamble here. This is an Oracle, no? This is an Oracle position. It's not mining the gas for an Oracle, though. You need one more worker, ideally, in gas for one more Oracle. You guys think it's DT? I think you guys are wrong. I think it might be a robotics facility. Okay, now he's pulling a bit heavier into gas. It just feels like a Stargate position to me. Like... like, this is too far for a Robo, almost. Stargate or Twilight. If it's a Robo, I'll be upset. It's a fake. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. I like this. Harstem thinks it might be Robo, so 100% not Robo. Just based on the gas count, it could have been a robo. Before he pulled in gas. The position of the pylon didn't feel robo-y. Position felt Stargate-y. Or fake pylon. It's just sad that I didn't mention that, but I was thinking it. You gotta trust me on that. Okay, so he proxy. This is a phenomenal build. So he proxied a fake pylon. And then goes for a Twilight Council in the main base. This is really cool. I think this is a smart move. Now, the reason why I think this is smart is because it sells the opposite to your opponent. So usually with a proxy pylon, it's either a tech structure or it's a third gateway. And against those options, I think Void Ray first is very strong. Yes, which is exactly what MaxPax is doing as well. And if you're playing Blink, you ideally are playing against Void Ray first. Plus Forge. Yes, this is the best case scenario for Hero. Void Ray plus Forge is the best case scenario if you're playing a Blink all-in. The reason for that is because you can just blink over the cannons and they deal some damage. But if you one-shot Void Rays, it doesn't matter. And then you can just walk past them and be fine. Or you can go into the main base if you clear a building and you Adept Shade by. Like, there are a lot of small things that can go wrong here for MaxPax. I don't quite understand the battery here. Wait, there was a battery there, or am I crazy? Oh, he has it already. What? I don't understand the battery. That seems like a waste of money, but we'll see. Hero just needs to be patient. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is trying to trade early and then losing Stalkers to the Void Rays. Because right now, the Void Rays are the strongest they're ever gonna be. The Stalker count isn't very high, there's no blink. So you have no escape and you can't blink under them. So this feels bad to do as the Protoss player that's attacking, because it feels like there's pressure on you to perform, right? It's like, oh, I need to do something now, I need to do something. You don't. You just sit back, relax, and wait. That's the best call. I like this build order by Hero. I think Hero's builds have been very smart so far this series. If you do a non-blink 3-gate, you want to play versus Oracle? Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Oh, there we go. Good move. Was quick on the blink. Not necessary, but I'd rather have him be safe than sorry. And MaxPax now knows he's in trouble. I actually think this is very favorable for Hero, this situation. 4 Void Rays will be out. There's no third gas, which means that the robotics transition is going to be close to impossible. That is... Oh, that was such a nice move as well. Hero with the shade in towards the main base, which made MaxPax believe there was going to be something there. And Hero clears a cannon. Although I think clearing the cannons isn't necessary. You can just blink in and snipe Void Rays. Usually. Okay, now we have a robotics facility. He's building it now because I think he's afraid of losing the Stargate. So he knows this is going to be his last Void Ray. This is a bad situation. Bad situation here. Stalker count keeps growing. 4 Void Rays max. Next big unit that comes out is a long time from now. That was a bad move by Hero. The first mistake he made. First mistake Hero made. Prismatic alignment is gonna run out. And at that point, I think you blink in. I'd be shocked if he doesn't blink in. If he targets well, a blink in now is a free win. Because there's just not enough damage output. It's a mistake. If the Immortal pops, this could still be bad. Because Immortal with cannons is really powerful. That's a snipe. He's taking too much time. He needs to go now. He needs to go a minute ago. Okay, this is it. He's gonna go. He's gonna go. Yeah. MaxPax can feel it as well. Ooh, this is a bad start of fight. This is scary. All prismatic alignment activated again. There is an Immortal available. There's 2 more cannons that are gonna finish up soon. Now with an Immortal, you have a bit more zoning power. Still gotta be careful. Like, this is not in favor of MaxPax whatsoever. Hero's still extremely favored here. He's gonna clear every building. I almost feel like MaxPax should just go to the high ground. No? It really needs to keep that pylon alive, ideally. It's gonna pull some workers. Oh, that pylon goes down. It's a bad position for the rebuild. Prismatic alignment activated. Hero's microing this well. He's floating a lot of cash though, you see that? Floating 700. I wonder if there's a probe on the map, then you could take the gold. Yeah, this low ground is gone. The low ground is now officially gone. Right? There's no way. MaxPax is gonna try to hold the high ground, but even that's gonna be rough. Hero played this so careful. I think too careful. I think he could have killed every Void Ray and won the game straight up. Now it's gonna go in towards the main base. It's gonna blink in. Yeah, here we go. I mean, this is clean. This is clean. Needs to be careful. Oh, that was an interesting blink, but gets 2 snipes here. I mean, there's no reinforcements available. Yeah. Now you just go again. And it's so much harder to do this up a base than on the low ground as well. Because of how building positioning often works. I think MaxPax is dead. This is the best. I think this is the best case build order that Hero could have gone for. GG. Hero looks very happy there. And he should be. It's not easy to beat MaxPax. And Hero had gold in his hands multiple times. If MaxPax made the first robo in his main... Yeah, you're right. If he would have made the first robo in his main, he might have been capable of holding. He shouldn't have been, because I think Hero's position was really good. Hero, I think he waited a bit too long. Yeah. No, you're right. Completely correct. Wow. So what did the proxy pylon do to help him win? So if you're MaxPax and you scout no second pylon and you scout... Okay, so imagine a regular scenario where there is a second pylon in the main base. I think this might be easier to kind of talk about. So imagine MaxPax scouts a scenario where there's no pylon, where there's 2 pylons in the main base. The things that MaxPax doesn't have to worry about are proxy stargates, proxy robos, and proxy gateways, right? These 3 things are not viable. It still could be a 3rd pylon proxy with a proxied 4th gate, but that hits different than a 3rd gate proxy, which builds a 5th stalker. These builds, they require different responses. Against all of these builds that have a proxy pylon, you ideally open up with a Void Ray first. Or in some cases, against proxy Stargate, you want to have a Void Ray first, not an Oracle. Against proxy Robo, you want to have a Void Ray first, not an Oracle. Because if it's Prism, remember in the second game on Alcyone, Hero played proxy Robo and went for the 4 Adept build, right? If you have an Oracle against that, you're just going to lose a lot of workers. And pretty much the same thing that happened in that game is going to happen. So that sucks. So what Hero did here is he proxies the pylon, makes MaxPax believe that he's doing one out of these 3 options that I mentioned. So the proxy Stargate, proxy Robo, or fast 3rd gate proxy. And then he builds the Twilight at home. And if you're playing Twilight, the ideal thing you're playing against is Void Ray first. It's the best option. It's the best opening for you to play against. You don't want to fight against an Oracle. Oracle forces you to keep units at home. Oracle forces you to build a battery. Oracle might kill a couple of workers. Like, it sucks to play against an Oracle because the thing with a Twilight build, a Blink all-in that Hero does, is remember when I said Hero just wants to wait. This feels bad, but he just wants to wait. That's what you want to do when you're playing Blink. And in that period where you're waiting, the Oracle has quite a bit of viability. And that sucks. And you have 2 less Stalkers, and that sucks. So generally, and also there's a very fast scout with an Oracle, which sometimes even allows the defending Protoss player to go Oracle into Robo, or Oracle into Void Ray into Robo. Then when there's 1 Immortal out and 2 Void Rays, the game just ends. Or they could go Oracle into Void Ray into Gateway and do the defense that they did in Raadhuset. But on Raadhuset, there's 2 entrances. Here, there's only 1 entrance. It's a different game. You hate to see it. Aye. Someone called that Hero cheese on Game 5 too. I forget who it was. You hate to see it. 2013 had Deathball as a meta. Strategies have improved a lot. Yeah, but also mechanically, people are much, much better. Thanks for the $5. GC Jungle Bob. Thank you, Cuthbert Sis, for the 27 Swedish Crowner twice. MaxPax go reverse sweep, is what he said as well. Let's see if there's any Twitch crap that happened in the past hour. Jay can't make it. He's too busy with the 2-month resub. That was 2 hours ago. I'm sorry for missing that. Thank you, Gnoy, for gifting us up the sparkling water. Baby Pixel said, this is going to be a banger day. Too bad I can't watch all of it. Boy, was he wrong. Stank Ops with a Twitch Prime as well. Yeah, and then I think I have everyone for today covered. Thanks so much for the support. Oh, money button. Yeah, I just hit it. Don't worry, buddy. Thank you, Lonier, for the $5. Harstem, not watching the Twitch. The Twitch things don't show up in my chat for some reason. I'm going to try and fix that for tomorrow because it's frustrating. It's the YouTube super chats do, but the Twitch ones don't. Yeah. That's it. I've had it. I'm unsubscribing. If you admitted you were wrong, maybe I would change my mind, but you're too arrogant. Goodbye. Oh, goodbye to you too. I'm not entirely sure where I would admit that I was wrong, but I'm wrong very often. This is all I can say. I can't recall making any hard statements in the last game. So I'm down to admit I was wrong if I was wrong. I just can't remember being wrong. Maybe that's my oversight there. I deserve the unsubscribe. This is a Chinese tournament? Yeah, it is. Stop focusing on the one negative guy in chat. Yeah, but it's difficult to ignore for me. The trolls always get the attention. That's what it is. Maybe it wasn't a troll. Maybe he truly believed that I was wrong. I mean, it's good feedback. You know, if they think I'm wrong and I don't admit it. But I think the only thing... I can't recall what I was wrong about in the last game. I thought it was going to be a proxy roll. Well, maybe that. Maybe that. All right. The Robo? Okay. Thanks for the insightful commentary. Yeah, my pleasure. It's not good feedback. You spent 5 minutes explaining why you weren't wrong. Yeah, maybe that's true. But maybe that's what got them. I had one more thing that I needed feedback on from the YouTube chat specifically before we leave for the day. And we'll come back tomorrow. The ads. Today I ran an experiment in which YouTube ran the auto ads, which is what they recommend. Were there any intrusive ads today? Specifically YouTube chat. I don't run any ads on my Twitch. Also, thank you, Weigenbaum, for the Twitch Prime just now. Negative on the ads. Didn't see any ads. Use ad block, YouTube Premium. Were you surprised by the amount of 3Os? Yeah, I hadn't expected the amount of 3Os. I expected no 3Os. Do we have the schedule for tomorrow already or no? We can actually go over the schedule for tomorrow real fast as well. Because I think it's going to be quite good. Some ads. Were the ads in bad positions? It was fine. Didn't get any. Adblock does a good job. Okay. It interrupted the game. Okay, I'll... Thank you, Catbirds, for another 27 Swedish kroner. There was one in the middle of a game during the interview with Reynor. Okay, yeah, that's kind of annoying. I'll just do it manually again, I think. That's annoying. Okay, tomorrow is gonna be Cure. Wait, it's only 2 matches tomorrow. Easy day. Look at this, guys. Oh, it's the wrong button. Tomorrow's gonna be Cure versus Solar and Dark versus MaxPax. Best of 7s though, so it's not gonna be a quick day. It's gonna be a long day. This is gonna be better matches. It has to be. It's not possible to have bad games 3 games in a row. All right. The shirt is on backwards. No, the camera is mirrored, but I appreciate it. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Extra Wallets, extra.com, code Harstem. Just make sure you guys remember. And I'll see you then tomorrow. Bye-bye. Can I get the turtleneck gold chain for tomorrow? Yeah, I think we can. I'll see if I can find my gold chain. I lost it. But the turtleneck and the silver chain is a go. I actually was wearing a good shirt today as well. I was wearing my tiger print. But it's cold. Sweater on. All right. See y'all tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.